Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 11th, 2024, and we're coming to you live. What a fine, fine morning it is today.
A good morning to you.
I'm not up yet. Carmen?
Yes?
I don't know if you know,
What?
but I was late today.
Yep, mark it on your calendar, Carmen.
The latest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Spanish had to wake me up.
So I came in,
What?
and whenever I see that the lights aren't on here, I always go, uh-oh. So I come in through the door and get in here, and he's not in here, so I text him, yo, nothing back. Then I text him, you awake? Nothing back. Then I go, all right, well, here comes the phone calls.
You called too?
I called 3 times.
Oh. Call me right now.
Wow.
I don't know if I changed anything on my phone.
You have notifications silenced?
Nothing.
Do not disturb.
It's calling. I see you're on here, but there's no.
That's
I hear
wild.
that's your ring.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I know I turned it on. My ringer is.
Well, I will tell you that they had an update, and it was weird stuff because when we were over in Orlando, I was getting message notifications. That's what it would say instead of a text. Like if you text me, it says Mike Calta. But it would just say message notification. It wouldn't tell me who it was.
Time to buy our new phone that we just debuted yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get mine. I think they're on iPhone 16 is the new one coming out.
Yeah.
I'm still rocking the 8. What's up? Halfway there.
Oh, geez.
They're going to phase you out.
Yeah.
They're already
really?
phasing him out.
Yeah.
There's no way you're doing the update.
They're phasing the phone out, not me personally, but thank you.
It's you.
All right.
We're facing you.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Carmen, this morning was my opportunity to get rid of Spanish.
Yeah.
I could have shot him through the door. It's the
true.
minute I saw him laying in bed, and I hear dum dum, and I open my eyes. I'm like, did somebody knock? And then right through my head, I'm like, no one would knock. Why would anybody knock? And I hear dum dum, and I go, what? And he's like, Michael, it's 5:55, and I went, oh my god. And I said, all right. And
Please put your pants on.
I was all fat and sassy.
I was just waiting to hear, Mike, it's Spanish. Please don't.
Shoot. Yeah, I'll tell you, I was comfortable, but I don't know. That was weird. All right, put one in the books, man. That's on. This one's on me.
Yeah.
I have my Mega Millions tickets. Did anybody else get their Mega Millions
Yes,
tickets?
I won. I forgot to tell you.
No, I didn't.
That's why I slept late.
Did you get your ticket though, or no?
I did not. I actually contemplated leaving the house to go get it, and I was like, I'm not gonna win.
Would you like me to check mine right now? Because I'm assuming that I won. Because
you win everything else.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
Can I just say your hair looks wonderful this morning?
thank you.
Now you want to be
Dude, he's been winning so much money on the sports.
He'd be the guy to win.
He'd be the one to win.
Yeah.
No, Spanish would be the guy to win.
Yeah.
Spanish would be like, I'm eating candy bars every day.
If I win, we're all taken care of forever.
Oh, hold on. There's Powerball and one number, and that's that for that.
If Spanish wins, he's Willy Wonka. Like
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, he's got a chocolate river and stuff.
What is this, Spanish? When I take a dookie, I like to lick the wall.
Yeah. You thought reverse cowgirl was weird before. Wait till chocolate's involved.
Right.
I put Brother Mark inside a big jawbreaker.
Does Brother Mark mind that we, I don't even know who he is, but that we're constantly talking about him?
No, he's a sweetheart. He gets it. Yeah.
He's a sweet.
And I
you guys
love
get along great.
We do.
I
yeah.
love that Spanish is like, no, you guys have met him. We're like, yeah, we have no idea.
No idea.
Looks like I did not win. I won a little bit. I won some money. I get some money back. But
All right. See that now? Me, I would put that aside, and I would be like, I got $7 coming to me on that one. And a year later, it would still be sitting there right next to my computer. And I go, no, throw that out. It's $7. Oh, my wife and I last night had the biggest fight.
really?
She. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. She's spoiled, man. She is really spoiled.
Wow.
We were in the kitchen, and well, all right, hold on. She's kind of she gets the groceries, and they bring 4 things of chicken instead of 2, and we got a lot of chicken. I'm like, that's fine. We need, we'll use the chicken or whatever. So she used the 2 right away, and then the other 2 didn't get used, and she's like, I gotta throw these away. I go, why? And she's like, look at them. I go, they look fine. And she goes, they've been in the refrigerator for 2 days. I go, so what? And she's
What do you,
like,
how long do you think they stay in there in the grocery store?
right. And then
Yeah.
she goes, look at the expiration date was yesterday at midnight. You know, I'm like, Amanda, you can use it tomorrow.
It's not a bomb.
Yeah.
No, but the worst is she got a hunk of meat for a pot roast, like a big chunk of roast, you know? And she goes, look at this, I'm throwing this away. I go, why? And she goes, it's gray. I go, it's not gray. That's cellophane wrapped around it. It's been in the refrigerator for like 2 days. It's going to change color. And she's like, no, I'm not eating that. It's gross. And I go, don't touch that. I'll eat it. So I fired up the Rectech and I sat down. I let the Rectech get hot. I went in the kitchen, pulled that roast out. I put it on the counter. I opened it up and I smelled it and I went, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. She got it in my head.
man.
She got it in my head last night.
She mind effed you.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't tell if it smells like cottage cheese.
You gotta
There's
lick
something
it.
wrong with it.
Yeah,
No.
that's what
Lick
they
it
say.
what?
Yeah.
What?
You gotta
Try
taste it.
But how do I taste raw meat? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, nose confusion.
Yeah.
Then I thought my actual way to test it was I was going to take a picture of it and send it to my dad. My dad, I don't know what in what sense does that make to send that old man a picture of my dead meat and be like,
Wait.
hey, does this look dead to you? Does this look raw to you? Spoiled to you? Like he's going to look at it. He's going to go, yeah, especially my dad who eats raw meat. He's going to look at it and go, no, it's fine. Yeah. All right, cool.
That's the $1 billion next app is be able to take a picture of food and tell whether it's
Is it
spoiled or
spoiled?
not.
Oh,
yeah. You know,
But they have-
Hashtag trademark. We own it.
They have that for plants. You
Yeah.
can take a picture of a plant and it will tell you exactly like what you need to do.
I downloaded that like I
And
was
they-
going to be stuck in the wilderness.
right, because they also have like the berries you can take, you know, whether it's poisonous or anything like that. Yeah, that'd be great if you could take a picture of the food and be like, nope, this is past its expiration and it's no good, or this is totally fine.
Yeah. Well, I threw away that whole chunk of meat. I looked at it and I was like,
After cooking?
No.
Oh, all right.
I went out there and turned the Rectech off. And actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I turned the Rectech off on my remote, but I can't turn it on the remote because some idiot burnt his house down. So now nobody's allowed to turn it on to their phone. People are so mad. They have the remote control, which is great because if you got to get it warmed up and heat it up to 500 degrees, you just turn it on from your phone, let it warm up. And now, because of one idiot, we all got to go out there and turn them on, and then everything else can be done on your phone.
Everybody suffers.
But also, I would imagine that there has been a few times where they're like, we'll be home in a half hour. We'll get it all warmed up and ready to go. Oh, the cat was inside.
Oh,
Whoops-a-daisy. Or, I left my daughter's, whatever guitar sitting on top of it.
That's fine. That's on you.
Two things, Michael. One is I don't know how to tell if meat's spoiled anymore by looking at it because when I saw dry aged meat for the first time, that looked spoiled to me. It was all brown and gray.
Yeah, they
just cut it off.
They cut it off. Yeah. So this didn't look brown or gray. It just looked like it looked a little dark. But I can't tell if it's from oxidation or from the cellophane and light, the way the light was hitting it. But it did. I opened it up. It did smell a little, not bad. It didn't smell rotten, but it did have a smell. Now I'm second guessing. I'm like, is this? But my thing is, I'm watching this show alone after watching Outlast, and now I'm like, if I eat this, my stomach's going to be tore up, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have the Hershey squirts. And I can't do it. So
and the second thing is, since you got in that fight with the wife, did she sabotage your phone?
Oh, the last thing she wants me to do is spend more time in the house.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
She's like,
That's fair.
oh, yeah. The other day I slept, because for those of you who don't know, I sleep upstairs during the week. And on Friday I was sleeping downstairs and set my alarm on Saturday. Oh, man. She's going through her phase where she's old lady now. She gets up at 7 o'clock or 6:45, and she's up drinking her coffee, looking at the sunrise. And her alarm is the most calm thing ever, and I want to throw it through a goddamn wall. The light comes on gently, and it goes, and then it'll stop for a second, and then I go, and I went, I'm just gonna throw it in the wall. I'm gonna smash it as hard as I can, like Gronk scoring a touchdown. And it's designed to wake you up, but she beats the alarm. She wakes up before the alarm and then just leaves it for me.
Oh, yeah. My alarm literally does this. But I turn it off. I'm so fast at turning my alarm off. It's ridiculous. My wife,
That's me.
I go,
Yeah,
do you hear it?
Yeah.
Do you know what though, Galvin? I think that people who are used to that alarm have figured out how to tune it out.
Yeah.
They just sleep right through. When you knocked on my door today, it was so far into me. I went, "What?
Yeah.
Well, I'm dreaming. Leave me alone." I didn't hear. Oh, it's crazy.
Plus, your wife have to get up early to do all her power thrusts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what his name is, but she's power
God.
thrusting. Yeah, she's for some reason I 100% trust my wife and don't worry about anything. And because according to her, everybody that she works out with is gay. So what do I know?
The old story. No, he's gay.
Yeah.
Doesn't kiss like a gay guy.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'll be the judge of that.
So I don't even know where to begin. You want to hear about my day yesterday?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, yesterday was the day of doing things to my body. Carmen, I had an appointment to get my ears waxed. I put my hand up to my ear on Sunday, went to go scratch my ear, and it felt like a porcupine had decided to sleep in my ear the night before. I just felt little hairs, not just on the side, but it was like a bush that was trying to creep out. I was embarrassed for myself.
Did somehow a cricket's leg land in my ear?
It was a school of crickets. And I was embarrassed, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." I went there and tried to shave it down. I couldn't get in there in the groove, so I made an appointment at I Wax You, and I was at 1:45. I think was my appointment. So in between, my elbow was really bothering me. I had this like buildup of fluid in my elbow, so I called Dr. D. And he was like, "I'll have to take a look at it, but we'll probably have to get an ultrasound to make sure that there's nothing in there."
I got to tell you, between your gross, coarse ear hair
Yes.
and your liquid elbow and
Yeah.
stuff, I don't know how you stay married with all these women. I'm sure that are coming after
Right.
you. Yeah.
And me not hiding any of it, just putting it all on our Instagram. So I go. I told Dr. D said I have to have an ultrasound on it to make sure there's nothing in there, and make sure nothing. Whatever. He's a real doctor, so he does things the right way. I just thought he was going to stick a tube in there, suck it out, So he calls me yesterday. He's in surgery. He's not in his office, and he goes, "Hey, can you come over here? There's the guy who's like the best guy in the area is here. He'll do your elbow for you." And I went, "Oh yeah, okay." So I raced over there in Carrollwood, and I walked in, went right in the room. Doctor came out of surgery, walks over, comes down, looks at it, and he goes, "Yeah, it's just it's a bursitis. It's probably fluid." He goes, "But I'm going to take an X-ray of it."
Bursitis.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Right? And then he's like, "But I have to take an X-ray of it just to make sure." So they went in the room. I took an X-ray, and he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's not good." And I go, "What do you mean?" So he goes, "Well, I could drain it." He goes, "But you look at that," and you can see. I took a picture of it. You can see it. There's a hook in there. I have a bone spur, like a chip. And he said, "I'm going to drain it, but eventually it's going to do it again. And it's going to come back." And I go, "So what?" And he goes, "So I have to have surgery on my elbow."
Yeah,
Like an athlete. I was so proud when he told me that. I'm like, I've earned it. So they have to go in there and they have to shave it down.
Like an athlete who leans on a counter too long all day.
Maybe this is from the fall.
Well, you know what's funny? Everybody was saying that on
Interesting.
Instagram. I don't know where you people get that from. I just assume it's because I've been going to the gym
Yeah.
last couple of days.
You got
Probably.
gym elbow.
It's
Yeah.
the boxing.
Suffer
Gio,
from
see if
that
you can
too.
get Mike Evans on the phone and they can discuss,
Our injuries.
Yeah.
What elite athletes get.
Right. Pretty much the same.
So I had to lay down.
Evans is like, I scored 2 touchdowns and I got hit by linebackers that are 380 pounds. Mike's like, I tried to walk outside.
You know how hard it is to lift a Trenta coffee?
Yeah,
Let me just tell you, that's 30. So the guy, the doctor comes in, and he, and of course, Dr. D can document the whole thing on video. He takes the needle and I don't know, they freeze it first, then they pop it, then they go in there and they suck all the juice out. I didn't know it was going to look like cherry Kool-Aid, which everybody pointed out to me on the thing. They were like, "We knew you were Kool-Aid. We knew you were really the Kool-Aid man." And then they were like, "I bet you can convince Bert to drink that." So so they took the needle and they sucked it out of my elbow. And the worst part is it went away, but I think it's back already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
this
already
guy-
filling up.
Oh man.
Oh, you're like a maple tree.
Yeah.
So I felt like I should share all of these things with you. The ear waxing was on there. Then the elbow thing was on there. Well, when I went up to I Wax You, right next door is a Quest, and I had to get blood work done. I'm like, well, I might as well get it done while I'm here. I've never wanted to punch everybody in the room so much as when I go into Quest. I'm not mad at them. I'm sure they deal with the worst human species every day, the worst of the group. Sick people, old people, annoying people, drug addicts, all these people that are coming in for blood work. I bet they made. When's the last time you went to a Quest?
Quest Diagnostics?
Yeah.
Just recently. That's where I got my blood work done.
Do you know that? I mean, you know there's nobody in there. You go and do everything at the kiosk.
Yeah.
And
I actually check in before on my phone.
Me too. But I, of course, couldn't figure that out because I'm old now. So it gives you a QR code, and then you go in there and it says scan QR code. So I scan it, put all the information in, do everything, and it goes, you are number 101. Like, have a seat. You'll be called. I was like, oh, that was easy. I sit down. People coming in, past me. People coming in, past me. I'm like, I've been here for a half hour now.
Does it have your name up on the screen?
Does not have my name on the screen. So the lady comes out and she goes, I go, excuse me. And she goes, Not her fault. I bet every time they open that door, somebody's like, excuse me, I've been here. And I go, I'm sorry to bother you. I said, my name is not on the screen. She goes, well, you have to check in. And I looked at her and I went, I checked in. My name is not on the screen. And she goes, what? I go, it said I was number 101. And she goes, you shouldn't be a 101. And I go, oh, I don't know what that even means. And I go, there's 3 people here. I'm 101. So we go up to the thing. She takes my QR code, scans it, goes, doop, doop. She goes, you're next. And she walked away. And I'm like, all right, I did something wrong.
There you go, boomer.
And then it turned out that after all that and 2 trips inside the Quest and 4 hours later, I had to be fasting and I didn't know. So I couldn't do that. All that time out of my life. Oh, you think that's funny? You think that's funny, huh?
There's a lot of stuff going on.
So Amanda goes, just go tomorrow. I go, how do I go tomorrow? I go, you think I'm going to sit there through the whole show without drinking any coffee? I have to go on Saturday. It's the only thing I can do. The only time I could go. Wake up and go. Then came home and, just milled about. I'm obsessed with these alone shows now, just living in people. I know it's so funny that I watch Outlast, which the second part of season 2 comes out tonight. I watch Outlast about a team of people dropped in the Alaskan woodlands and, have to survive together. And you're pretty impressed by what they do and what they build, and it's all good. Then you watch Alone, where they actually drop wilderness survival people into the in Saskatchewan, and they're building log cabins, and it's amazing. Like, you're like, well, the whole team is sleeping under one tarp and 3 sticks, and then these women are out there building full-on log cabins, burning 620 calories a day, getting their work done. It was amazing. I don't know, but Nick, who was one of the guys on season 1, I won't tell you his outcome, whether he wins, loses, or gets kicked off or whatever. He lives in the area. I tried to reach out to him, see if we can get him on the show today. But I think he sent me a message, but I don't know if he got the message I sent back to him. So probably not today, but I'd like to have him on. The show is really good. And so a lot of people have hit me up asking me what I was talking about. It's called Outlast, and it's on Netflix, and there's 2 seasons. The first one is done. The second one, the second half of the season drops tonight. So
now, do you have any interest in doing the interactive survival shows with Bear Grylls? Because I think there's like 3 or 4, and they sound stupid, but they're a lot of fun.
It doesn't necessarily sound stupid to me. I don't like Bear Grylls. He's not right. Like he is not. I mean, I'm sure I will watch it and I'll go, oh, that was pretty good. But for some reason, he bugs me.
I get it because the show is like a weird combination of his hokey personality.
Right.
But I learned a lot from it because he's got different scenarios.
He
and
does
you get to
know
choose
his stuff,
and you can make him eat stuff.
Yeah, that's the best part. You make him eat poo at one point. It's pretty sweet.
What?
Really? What kind of poo's he eating?
I believe it's like it's bear, but so like that's something I learned is if you're starving and you find Freshy Fresh,
right,
you can actually survive on some of the things.
Of the protein that comes out of that.
I mean, obviously you have to wash it.
And the parasites probably get in after and stuff, whatever. By the way, bear poo is called scat. So.
See, I'm learning today.
Yeah, I know stuff.
In this show, these guys do a lot of fishing, and they open up those fish like a goddamn sushi chef. They know how to slice it down the middle, take the roe out, do this. I'd be eating bone. I'd be eating it like Garfield.
Right. But also think about that. Those people have probably been doing that since they were 4 years old.
That's what every one of them does. One guy, this kid from Hawaii, this white kid from Hawaii with dreadlocks, you'd hate him, Galvin. He is unfazed by everything. The minute they drop him off, he's like, "Oh, I got a beach over here." You know, the water's 50 degrees, and he's in the water dancing around. But his father wrote a book and was considered like the top survivalist. And people, he's like, people are constantly coming up to me, telling me how my father changed their life, and all. So he's like, so I got a lot to live up to. But he was loving everything. He ends up going home because he ate something bad and it made him sick. And he's like, but he details it. He goes, I was laying down, and so what he does, his thing was he dug out his home into the ground because the ground stays warmer.
Sure, yeah.
So he dug it out and then built and then they all know how to build fireplaces with chimneys so that the fire doesn't the smoke doesn't blow back. It's genius. But he said, last night was bad. I was bubble gutting all night and I couldn't do anything. He goes, and then I'm in my sleeping bag and I thought I had a fart. It was gross.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. He's like, I gotta go home.
The funny thing about white guys with dreadlocks is that I made fun of them, but in the history of meeting white guys with dreadlocks, I like them all.
Yeah, right?
Think of all the guys that are on the
This
cruise.
guy's likable too.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. You're thinking a 90s white guy with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
There's a difference. A guy who is at what was that one band that everybody used to like? That sounds like it was like 50 people in the band. Like Spanish would definitely like it. It was like a Michael Franti type band or something like that.
Yeah.
One of those kind of bands. Those are the guys that you probably would hate.
Yeah. Bear Grylls taught me how to build a dugout and then have a fire like 20 feet, well, not 20 feet away, but like 10 feet away. And then you can dig a hole and you can heat up your own dugout with the fire that's over there.
That's what these guys did.
Incredible.
Yeah. That's what these guys did. And they none of them half-assed it. Like there was a perfect square that the guy lived in, and the woman who made her cabin was the most impressive. Aww. And then she made it, and then she had to go home because she got sick too.
Yeah, dude, it's insane how easy you can get sick if you don't know what you're eating. I always thought surviving it would be the elements that you have to be the most careful for.
Yes,
but it seems like
they are easily defending against the elements because that's what they know.
Yeah. I thought I would much rather be dropped in an Alaska type situation over the desert.
Oh yeah.
But so after watching the Bear Grylls thing, I feel like the desert would probably be where I would want to be dropped off.
No way.
Yeah.
The spiders and snakes and
scorpions
and all that. No way.
Yeah. That was the one thing he said is if you find a shade in the desert, just know you're sharing it with a lot of other things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not desert friendly whatsoever. I'd rather lay still and freeze to death than lay still and melt. That's just it. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm good, Michael. How are you?
I woke up late today.
All right.
He's not going to tell you, but he's being very affected by the pollen today.
Oh, who isn't?
Joe.
My eyes are filled with water.
Yeah. I felt bad this morning.
Is that what it is, the pollen?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, allergy season, yeah.
Do you know Rob Dukes from Exodus? Mm-hmm. He got the same surgery that I got.
Right.
And last night we were talking through text. He hit me up and to see how I was doing and all that stuff. And it just hit me that me and the lead singer of Exodus are sitting here talking about recipes. He's a good dude, and he lost. Take a guess how much weight he lost.
Oh, I've seen him. So whenever he was in here, it was prior to him doing the surgery.
No,
he had just done it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I've seen pictures of him because I follow him. He has to have lost 80 pounds.
You would think, right? 170
Wow.
pounds.
170. Wow.
Oh
my God.
He lost an adult male.
I didn't think he was that big.
Yeah, I mean,
He wasn't when he came in here. He'd already been losing weight.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
But still, that is crazy.
170 pounds.
I bet he feels so much better.
Well, he sent me a picture last night of him on stage recently, and he's just he's a totally different person.
And I'll be honest with you, seeing a fat guy singing on stage is a different show than seeing what you think a lead singer should look like.
Yeah, 100%,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You're just like they're good, but they're never going to be popular because it's a big fat guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just kind of think that in the back of your head.
Wait till Jelly Roll goes through his phase.
Yeah.
Seriously, Jelly Roll is going to do one of two things. He's either going to fade away and nobody's ever going to talk about him anymore, or he is going to lose a whole bunch of weight and not look anything like he did before. Everybody's not going to like him.
Well, he's already lost a whole bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Well, he's still ugly.
Look at Post Malone. Post Malone is a rail now, man. He is super skinny, and I guess he's doing fantastic with that F1 Trillion thing.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
The new album.
Oh, the new album. Yeah, everybody likes it.
And people are saying I guess he's a couple of shows in for his new tour, and everyone says it's great because he's doing his old country stuff, he's doing new stuff, he's doing cover, like he's doing everything.
Yeah, I saw him live, and I didn't know. I knew maybe 4 songs, and I loved it. I thought it was a great show.
Yeah. He's crossing over so many audiences now. He's gonna bring it. He'll be doing stadiums.
Remember we talked about it. He had a number one like country. He had a number one this. Like it was on the charts all at the same time.
If he can do it, man, it's smart.
Oh yeah.
Beyonce's father is mad because he says racism played a part in the fact that she didn't get nominated for any CMA awards. I just don't think that song is country enough. Well, it's a good song.
I think she put out like a whole country album.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's her first one.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't have to be good. They don't have to like it because it's Beyonce.
Right.
I think that's weird. Post Malone. I never expected him to do country stuff either, but.
He's got the full.
I guess tight
but pants and shirt and everything.
But more than race, it's Post Malone and Jelly Roll and all those people that are appealing to that that audience that are going there and they're also drinking beer and hanging out and getting face tattoos and probably supporting Trump and all this stuff that really get the group fired up for him. So
I was watching some of his Instagram videos, Post Malone, and I would love to tailgate with him because it seems like a blast for one of his shows.
Yeah.
I saw videos just walking around people's tailgates before his concert.
When he did the thing with Bert and Tom, the 5K, whatever, he seemed super cool.
Yeah.
Like
Jelly Roll, you mean?
Yeah. Jelly Roll.
I bet he's the nicest, sweetest guy in the world. Yeah.
But you were saying what? Post Malone?
Yeah.
Post Malone, the videos that I've seen of him where a girl was like, oh my God, I love you, blah, 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 and those shoes are so cool. And he takes his shoes off and give it to her. Yeah. There was another person that was like, I love you and I play guitar and da-da-da. And he goes, hey, go. And they came back with the guitar and he gave the person the guitar. And it's like,
and that's the guy you want to be rich.
Right. And that's what you should be doing. Yep. You know what I mean? Post Malone can have any guitar he wants. Like they'll make him custom guitars. Yeah. I mean, if it was a rare 1930 something, whatever, that might be a different story. But if it's just a factory made, whatever. Yeah, of course, take it.
Cool.
Stand by for that.
Get it out. Right. Get it out.
Yep. A lot of pollen, Michael.
Release the demons.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have lost weight yesterday. I'd lost all that ear hair and all that Weenus Juice.
Yeah.
What?
How's your elbow feel
my
now?
Weenus Juice, it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, I don't know. I think mentally, because I feel like it's building up already again.
Well, and you had like that, all that stuff in there was protecting your nerve endings from feeling anything. So now it's fresh.
All the juice.
Yeah.
Thanks
I'm
for
sorry.
putting in medical perspective for me.
I'm sorry.
Making me feel gross. This weekend, UFC, what do they call it? El Noche? Something? Noche El Fido? We'll be in Las Vegas. Mike Olivero and I will be there watching the fights. I might decide to get in. I'm not sure. Depending on see my elbow feels. We'll be in the Sphere. I'm very excited. After Gio and I's experience, I can't stop talking to people about the Bourne thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling Dr. Diaz, I'm like, you got to go, and you got to go into the. It was just so cool to see.
Like I said, that super high def screen is apparently the same type of technology they use in the Sphere. It looked real.
It looked real. This fight better be good. I'm going to look at Olivero and go, this isn't Jason Bourne. This isn't nearly as good.
Just take us back to Universal.
You big gorilla, you. All right, let's take a break and get the show moving this morning. We got stuff to give away. Carmen will tell you what that is, and we will play Sporcle when we come back. Then, I don't know, what do we have on the show today? I'm so confused today because we have a new open letter.
Yes.
We had a guest coming, then we didn't have a guest coming.
And Greg Fitzsimmons.
And Greg Fitzsimmons is going to join us on the show. All right. I'm back in perspective now. I know what's going on. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Did you see any of Ryan Seacrest on Wheel of Fortune?
I have not.
They changed the game.
Oh, yeah?
They changed it. Yeah, it's weird. They put people in little boxes now, like graphic-wise, and hey, you can win tickets to the iHeart Music Festival. I don't know if they're trying to make it younger or what.
I wonder if he is in now, like part of his deals as producer, and he's doing that stuff. Yeah. It's a good idea to, like, whenever something's very successful for 45 years to come in and real shake it up.
Well, Pat Sajak retired, So I don't know. I think that was part of. They were like, "Who's the most bland vanilla guy we can get Doritos?"
Yeah. But then to go in and start changing stuff where you're having boxes and you're doing different things.
In all honesty, Galvin, they did kind of update it a little. But you're right. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to.
Not too much.
People are so used to seeing.
Is Vanna still there?
Vanna's still there.
Yeah, they got to get rid of that.
Like all together, or just or new girl?
New girl.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, she's got to go out with Sage Action.
Like I don't know why she'd want to do it anymore. You know, she's worth. I would see what she's worth. Spanish.
Yeah, she was worth quite a bit. Whatever, but yeah, like Carmen said, I mean, you have a certain amount of money, but also they're like, 3 days a week you come in and you touch the letters.
That's true, but they also film them all in a short. They film them all like in a month.
Yeah,
for the whole. Yeah, that's true. She works for a month and she's done.
Yeah.
The internet says she's worth $85 million, and her salary per year is estimated at $10 million.
So at one point, I would just go, I'm done. I just like to just travel now and see things.
But you do travel because you're working 1 month out of the year. And then you have the rest of it, and you're like, hey, we can do whatever we want. You know why? Because next month I'm going to make $10 million.
Yeah. And they do this thing with Colette, which is a company that does travel trips and stuff. And they take all these trips so that they could have pictures of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess she's got a pretty sweet gig.
It's all comped and stuff, and you know that she's getting the best service and everything.
But how old is she? Like 70 or 69 or 68 or something like that?
I would imagine she has to be close to 70.
Yeah, 67.
She's 67.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like, I'm going to squeeze out another year.
Yeah, but she's too old to be on screen with Ryan Seacrest.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's kind of right. Yeah, he's kind of right.
It's Hollywood, man. We ain't got time for that.
Remember when Seacrest had the thing and everyone was like, did he have a stroke? Because like one eye was bigger than the other and he was all, weird looking. You were like, what happened?
Wasn't that during yeah.
Oh, he got COVIDed out?
I think it was shortly after the shot because Bieber had the same thing.
People drive me crazy. That really bugs me on the internet when they're like, "Oh, you got the shot," but they call they'll call it a cardiac shot or something. You people are
the jab.
Well, the jab. You believe anything that you read. Listen. I'm not saying it's perfect. They had to rush medicine and all that stuff, but I don't know. It just bugs me.
Well, it blows my mind.
Enjoy your super cancer.
Well, it's like the same. Like, if you're going to think about it science-wise, you got to think about it roundedly science-wise. So if you're one of those people that's like, not everyone needs the jab because it's going to affect everybody differently. The jab also affects everybody differently. So what might give you blood clots won't give me blood clots.
Right. It's the same. It's the same as you can eat peanuts, but this person will go into shock if they do.
But listen, there's still plenty of room to debate over the vaccine because the way they force it on you, the way you need it. I agree with that. Okay, but it's the people who now what bugs me the most is people who are like, when I took a COVID test the other day, it was to see if I had COVID. It wasn't like to see if I have the COVID to go into quarantine for 3 weeks and move out. It's the same way I'd go to the doctor and he'd say you have the flu or you have the COVID. I would just know what I had and how to treat it. But people were like, COVID? Is that still a thing? You're still treating COVID? Oh, I'm still sick, you moron. Yeah. I still have children and people with not autoimmune. What's compromised immune systems? I have 80-something-year-old in-laws that were coming over my house. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't giving them any sort of sickness, let alone I don't want to be responsible for putting them in the grave.
Remember the first time you were in the hospital or at a doctor's and they had to do something and they're like, "Are you allergic to so and so?" And you're like, "Well, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah. What do we do now? Do you just do it and then
do I go home?
Yeah, see what happens or what?
If I had chicken pox and you guys were coming over, wouldn't you want to know if I had chicken pox?
Yeah. We'd also want to know if you had COVID and you didn't tell us until 2 days
I did not have COVID. I was tested and I cleared.
But the fact that you had to test yourself to see whether it was or not and you didn't tell us until after.
That was my wife who insisted on testing me. I was fine. I'm like, I just have a headache. I don't feel good. And she's like, I don't know. I had COVID. You probably have it too. I go, well, stop tongue kissing me at force.
It wasn't a giant leap that the fact that your wife had COVID at the time when you got sick, you possibly could have had it.
Right. I didn't. So suck it. All right, Carmen, what do we have to give away today?
Okay, we have a bunch of stuff. So we have tickets for Corn.
Corn.
Yes.
We have tickets for Creed. Lightning Preseason.
Galvin, I'm sorry. What year is it?
Yeah, it's 1992.
Okay, thank you.
Lightning Preseason.
Yep.
Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yep. Nobody wants those, huh?
You know.
Medicine Man does.
TSO.
Dun, 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 I mean, on a cold
Right?
start, we did
Right,
great.
yeah.
We did great.
I was very nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Gio, were you in on it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, do you have a part, or did you just wing it?
I just winged it. Yeah.
Excellent.
I just
Excellent work.
joined in.
Excellent
You
work.
can throw in the ding dong.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Carmen's.
We'll work it
That
out.
was
We have
perfect.
You
practice.
just stole Carmen's part.
You guys,
It's okay. I'm out.
we have practice tomorrow at 3 over at Joe's.
Okay. Carmen's not invited like usual.
And what else?
And
Uh-oh.
the Mike Calta tailgate.
Oh.
And Universal Halloween Horror Night.
Beautiful. All right, let's do it right now. A little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
You guys complained about it, so I brought it to you.
Damn it!
We're going to do some easy math.
Why?
No, complain about it. Go
I didn't
for
say
it.
nothing.
Wow.
Control the Sporcle.
You do. You're the keeper.
Yes.
Drunk with power.
Yeah.
Drunk.
We're gonna-
Just drunk.
I wish. All right, easy math. Here we go. 8 plus 46.
52.
54. Jesus. I couldn't get it out.
54.
I'm over here
Gee.
with my fingers.
Did you just say 4G or did you say 54?
54.
He said
Okay,
He said 4.
just making sure. Geo. 10 plus 1.
11.
Spanish. 46 times 2.
92.
Yep.
Spanish. 40 plus 51.
91.
Spanish. 0.5 times 86.
Oh, my God.
7.
43.
43. Galvin. 8 times 2.
16.
Spanish. 8 divided by 4.
2.
2. Mike. 7 plus 13.
20.
Spanish.
Oh, Judge.
That was Spanish.
I didn't even hear him answer.
Yeah, I was in there.
Yeah,
I
he
heard
did.
You're too busy yelling at my soul.
I heard Galvin.
No, nobody else. Everybody else is whispering. 20. 20. Yeah.
Very, very
It's a game.
soul shaking.
I heard Galvin.
Spanish gets the point. You're not the judge, Theo.
You're
So
right next to me. I didn't hear you even.
zip it.
Didn't say.
I definitely said
Eating a candy bar.
You such a
no
dick.
candy.
Where am I at? 7 times 9.
63.
Mike. 6 plus 2
8.
plus 9.
Oh, you son of a
17.
bitch.
17.
I was playing blackjack in my head right there. I gotta stay on that. I gotta stay on the 17.
Galvin. And Pep.
Oh.
We're halfway there.
Gio is on the board with a single point. Galvin and Mike both tied with 2. And Spanish is your leader right now. He is winning with 5.
Did it, man. You did it.
No.
Yeah.
Good
I didn't.
job.
Got this.
All that candy and you
Gotta
finally figured it out.
Play hard to the end.
Yeah.
Your whole life is back on track.
Ah, you can relax now.
Paydays for
You're
everybody.
like Vanna White right now. Just take it easy.
Math guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are jerks. All right, easy math. Your next one. 8 plus 4.
12.
12.
Galvin. 1 times 7.
7.
1.
Pep.
I don't know. I didn't know.
I'd say me.
I would say
I
me.
would say me.
It'd say me.
No point.
Jesus Christ.
I like it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're trying to get points here.
I know.
You gotta pay attention.
He's the worst.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
All right, your next one. 5 times 3.
15. God damn it.
15. Galvin. 5 plus 2.
7.
Mike. 8 times 5.
45.
40.
Galvin. Multiply 8 by 7.
56.
Galvin. 28 times 3. 28.
72.
84.
Damn
84. Galvin.
Really?
You guys are just really good.
24.
1 million.
70 minus 29.
41.
Galvin. 4 times 5.
20.
Spanish.
Oh,
hell yeah.
all right.
That was Galvin.
Thank you.
The
Make 'em up. Make 'em up.
Make 'em up.
Make 'em up.
Out of your mind.
Go ahead.
There's a make 'em up.
Thank you.
Galvin gets the point. And Pap.
Oh.
We're on the last 3.
Gio is on the board with a single point still. Michael with 3 points. Spanish has 5, and Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 9.
Oh, what just happened? What happened, Spanish? Did you eat a candy bar?
Damn it! If my math is correct, I suck.
If Spanish eats 4 paydays while he's trying to get points, how many games does he lose?
Luther.
Joe totally screwed you.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
One. It's one.
100%.
Game. This one.
I hear the car ride on the way home where Joe goes, I'm sorry, when Galvin yells at me, it makes me nervous.
Yep. I'm the worst.
It's Galvin's fault. Joe sucks at his job.
Thank you, Carmen.
You're welcome.
Very intimidating.
You guys done?
All right, last 3, easy math. Here we go. 10 times 5.
50.
0.
5-0.
I was doing it weird.
Galvin.
What? No.
Judge.
Yes, Galvin.
Thank you.
You're such a pussy, Joe.
For what? Being honest?
No, you're not honest.
Screw you.
You're terrified of Galvin.
All right, here we go. 2 more.
Last 2. 29 minus 20.
9.
Spanish.
I did it.
And your last one.
I got this.
90 divided by 6.
3.
Yeah, no.
It's not the correct answer. I wasn't done.
90 divided by 6.
18.
15.
15. Mike Calta.
Thank you.
are correct.
Did I win?
I think so.
Did you guess twice?
Yes. No.
Your final score, Gio, no movement. 1 single point. Michael with 4. Spanish with 6.
suck.
And Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He won with 10.
Good China! Woo, woo, woo! Trademark 2025.
Congratulations.
Next time you oversleep, that's how I'm waking you up.
You won yesterday, too?
I did.
Oh, that's 2.
I did.
What line would you be playing for today?
I'm going to go for line 5 today.
Line 5. Line 5. Good morning. Who is this?
Good morning, everyone. It's Monica.
Hi, Monica. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. What do you do for a living?
An executive assistant.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, be careful on the way to work. You are the winner. Hold on. Carmen will grab you and hook you up with the prize, so please hold on.
Have fun at Ingve Mom's team.
Yeah. Didn't seem. What do you think she was going to take?
I don't know.
TSO.
I think Creed. I think she's going Creed.
Hold on. Let me ask her. I'm going to pull it up. Monica, what did you want? I'm just curious.
Creed.
Oh! All right, hold on. I will see you there September 20th at the amphitheater. Creed is going. Are you going to that?
Happy birthday to Mike Calta. Monica's in the
What's that?
I want to go.
I wanna
Listen,
go
if we're
too.
doing like birthday party thing, I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Friday
I
night?
want to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
I'll go see Creed.
All right. See that secret agent up on stage?
See if Brian Marshall remembers me from 80 years ago. Hey, dude, remember me?
Yeah.
Fort Wolf Beach, bud. Your dad's a doctor, right? Come on. All right. Well, I still have the rule, guys.
Yes.
So.
What is the rule?
Oh, Jesus.
I have to say something nice about you and something bad about somebody else in the room.
Yes. I prefer, you don't have to do it this way, but this I think is more impactful. Bad first and then good about me. I think it works better that way.
All right. Well, who wants to go first?
Joe is weak and easily manipulated.
I'm not playing the game. Why am I?
Say something bad about it.
All right.
Anybody.
Fine.
Joe is weak and manipulating because Galvin is strong and aggressive.
All right.
Strong, aggressive. Strong like bull.
Okay.
Carmen.
Oh.
Wait, why me?
Yeah.
You know why. Carmen is whiny. Oh, yeah. It smells like tacos.
That's delicious.
And Galvin is tall and majestic.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I like it.
Michael is
Yes.
Get it. Go, Susan, go. Go.
Heed your words. Heed your words.
Jack Nicholson from the Adam Sandler. Yeah, Anchorman.
This is your moment.
Let me hold on a second. Let me look right in your eyes when you say it.
Michael is Sleepy Bear. Galvin, Spry Rooster.
That wasn't bad. Maybe sound adorable.
I mean, yeah, all right.
All the
It's
women
supposed to be
driving
my
to work
thing.
are like,
it's my thing.
I'd cuddle with that
That
sleepy
doesn't
bear.
count, I don't think.
Yeah.
Mike's a sleepy idiot. That's like something,
I am
I
not,
like
You're
it.
not playing.
I am not comfortable saying that.
You're cheating. You have to go again.
No,
that doesn't qualify as something.
You just made me sound adorable.
You described him.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all you did.
All right,
You're supposed to do something bad.
Michael.
Oh, you're doubling down.
Yeah,
You're doubling down.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do it.
Michael almost missed the show today because you're sleepy and irresponsible.
Oh, there you go.
and Galvin was here on time because he's responsible.
Yeah.
I have never been so nervous.
Nailed it.
All right, okay.
Nailed it.
I think you should play this game every day, not even with Sporcle. It's a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
I was very responsible today. There you go. Sorry.
Very nice.
Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, discount dinner, a swift win, and speak up, Sonny.
We had a debate last night. Yeah, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris together on the stage. We'll talk about the debate at length. We'll see what you thought of it, what we thought of it, and
Get
we'll
some
break
highlights.
it down. Good play, of course, highlights when we come back. Galvin, as your news, we'll do it next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. If you want to follow Galvin's gambling tips,
Yeah.
Galvin at Galvin Gambles on Instagram.
Yeah.
Joe.
We had a nice one yesterday.
You know what I'm going to put up?
What?
I don't know who wants to see this. The answer, I think,
It's
is
blowing in the wind?
nobody.
Oh.
Nobody. But I'm going to put up, I found the video. I have a picture on there from yesterday of when I got my elbow drained.
Oh,
and then it just shows the needle in my elbow. This is a picture of them actually puncturing the elbow and draining it.
I
You
wanna
want to
see it.
see that?
Yeah,
I'll put it up.
absolutely,
I'll put it up at the Mike Calta Show on Instagram.
Yeah, see the juice.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And that who knew it would be red?
Yeah, I thought.
I assumed any liquid in your body is going to be red.
I guess, yeah.
I didn't. I thought it was going to be like a
Pus?
yellowy fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe
Yeah.
not pus.
Well,
Let's not
yeah.
say it like that.
Dude, when he did that balloon sinoplasty on my face because my sinuses in my forehead were clogged for
Well, that's
so
where all your
long.
snot is. So
Dude, the color, I will never forget the color that this stuff that he sucked out of my
really?
skull. Oh, because it was just stuck up there and it was infected for so long.
Gio,
sounds gross.
Yes.
you get $5 million and you get to go to 10 different Limp Bizkit concerts where you are VIP. You can go on stage if you want to. You can, hit some of the drums if you feel like it, whatever.
While they're playing?
Yeah. But you have to either drink the fluid out of Mike's elbow or eat the stuff that came out of Spanish's nose. Those are your only two choices.
I'll have to do one or the other.
One or the other.
Oh, I'll drink the Weenus Juice.
That's got blood in
For
it.
$5 million?
Yeah, no, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I get it. And the 10 concerts, VIP and all that stuff.
Playing the drums while live. on stage.
Quick shot, perfect. No big deal.
Oh, that is not a quick shot.
Then you have Mike Kelta inside you for the rest of your life.
That is a viscous liquid.
But I've got $5 million, and Fred Durst is my best friend.
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I'll take that.
You already got the red hat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even worth it for $5 million.
$5 million.
5 million.
100%.
No, I mean being friends with friend Durst. I don't want that. I think
That's just a little bonus.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even know. I'm watching it, and I don't know if I can watch it. All right, I'm putting it up anyway.
That's going to get pulled down.
Yeah.
Will it Spanish?
I doubt it because it's more medical. It depends on what you write for the caption, really.
Yeah.
Right. If you put, this
Yeah.
is the process that they do, something
Here's
like that. Whatever. But if you're like,
Weenus Juice, check it out.
Here's the video of my gross Weenus Juice extraction.
canceled.
Yeah, I like using extraction at the end is probably going to keep you not barred.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah.
And posting.
And they're going to be like, is Weenus? Is that a medical term?
You're going to blow the AI's mind with that.
There you go. I'm putting it up right now if you want to go see it at the Mike Calta Show. We have 52,500 followers on Instagram, which is fine to me. That seems to be a good cross-section of who listens to the show.
Fine.
But every day after the show, I get a bunch of little blue things that tell me new followers, new follower, new follower, new follower. But that happens every day. Yet for some reason we were still at 52.5.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I don't know really. I
told
care.
you on my Twitter, I've been at like 30,000 for the past 8 years.
Yeah. If I had 10,000 or if I had 10 million, I'm still posting the same stuff.
Right.
So it's there. But if you want to follow it, it's at the Mike Calta Show.
Yes.
So. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. I was going through some of my shoes yesterday. I have a lot of shoes, I can tell you that. And a lot of them are from Pelts because I have the Ultras, I have Hey Dudes, I have Skechers. They have all the different styles and brands you're looking for right there, and they have them in stock ready to go. You don't have to wait around for shipping. You don't have to wait around to get the wrong size shoe or the wrong color shoe or something because they're like, oh, I don't know, we made a mistake. No, right there, Pelts, you go in there, the Pelts fit experts are going to help you out. They have the 3D foot scan, which is totally free, and they can get you the perfect fitting shoe. And they have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. So stop into a Pelts today and make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. So we've been waiting for it. After weeks of arguments over the format and rules, the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris took place last night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is a key swing state. Both candidates went into the event virtually tied in the polls in search of campaign-altering moments. Here are some of the highlights.
Hold on, let me real quick. Spanish?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did not watch it live, but I made sure to watch the highlights this morning.
So the answer is no.
Okay.
Gio, did you watch it?
I did.
Who won?
I think Harris won.
Carmen, did you watch it?
No.
Joe?
No.
Galvin?
I did watch it.
Who do you think won?
I can tell you Kamala Harris won because of a certain part that she answered, and she talked about tearing people down and all this stuff, everything that Trump does, and how she wants to build people up and she wants to unite and do that stuff. And that was a big turning point, I think.
I disagree with you. I believe that she annihilated him. She made him unelectable, and she made the worst parts of Donald Trump that anybody hated or feared, whether you like him or not, the part of him that you don't want to see come out, came out stronger than ever yesterday. And it made him unelectable. He has no chance of winning this election.
So you don't.
No chance.
You don't actually disagree with me. You just.
I disagree with the level of which you said that she won. I believe that she. I wasn't saying that she's the great candidate and she is going to lead this country into prosperity and a bright future. She annihilated him in that trial. She did to him last night what he did to Hillary Clinton in the first debate.
Not only do I know that she won because I watched it, but also because now they're putting out that she had speakers in her earrings and stuff that they were feeding her information. Yeah. I'm like,
he
come on.
Looked like a crazy old madman, and it was embarrassing.
Do you know the moment that set him off and when it just went off the rails?
But it's interesting because I keep reading and everybody's saying that it was when she talked about the rallies.
Yeah.
And when she said that people were leaving his rallies and that they were bad, that he lost his mind.
The minute she said that is when he went nuts.
Ego.
And
hit him in the ego.
He started getting louder and started saying, and he was getting flustered. Up until that point,
she flustered him.
He was calm and collected, and I thought he was doing great. And then once she said that, which she knew would try and set him off, he was just, that pissed him off so much. You could see it on his face.
But can I tell you where I think she got the edge also? Is in the beginning when I stopped and everybody waited to see what would happen. When Biden came out and Trump came out, they walked to the podium, didn't look at each other, didn't shake hands. And I remember my father saying, I would like to have seen Trump walk over to him and just shake his hand because he didn't want to, and Trump would have done that. It would have disarmed him a little bit. And sure as hell, she walked right over to him. He tried to avoid it. She went after him, and I think it threw him off. The rest of him, he was thrown off.
By the way, went over and introduced herself, which I thought was hilarious.
And the optics of it, she was on like his side of the stage.
She made it over to him. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not rolling over into the Kamala Harris campaign and talking about how she's going to be great for the. I'm telling you what I watched last night and that thing, and I got online. And I couldn't believe all the people in my personal Facebook, like all my friends from high school and everybody talking about how terrible she was and how she's a liar and all that stuff. And I thought, Are you not watching this lunatic liar next to her? I mean, everything he said so many things yesterday that were such outrageous lies, even for a guy who voted for him. I'm sitting there going, but that's not true. The same way he said, I never said that. It was disproven 100 times. It was already shown. But so many, half the things that he said about her were the same way.
I did feel the moderators were against Trump.
Yes,
100%.
Sure.
I feel like the woman was.
Yeah.
I feel like Muir was trying to keep it. He was trying to set them both up because he got Kamala Harris a couple of times.
Yeah.
He said, Vice President Harris, you say that you're going to do that, but yet you voted against it 3 times. Like, he went after her a couple of times.
I got to tell you, Trump missed on a lot of things because there was where she was saying about, I have a plan for this, I have a plan for this, I have a plan, and about giving the money. We're going to give $25,000 of this, we're going to give $6,000 of this, whatever. I wanted Trump, and Trump's smiling and waiting, and I was like, here he comes. I wanted him to just look at her and said, you say all that stuff. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, he didn't do that
How
enough.
are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Because that's the next thing, is explain to me how you're going to give all this money that you're talking about. Meanwhile, you're giving all this hundreds of thousands of dollars to Haitian refugees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How are you going to do all this other stuff?
In the very beginning, when the first question they asked her, they were like, Kamala Harris, you did this. How are you going to do that? And she went, I was born a... I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
That's the game plan, though.
I know, but just stopping, say, thank you, Vice President Harris, but I'm going to need a yes or no, which they did to Trump a couple of times last night.
They never pressed her. Like,
No.
when she would deflect from the question, they never pressed her, but they were pressing Trump a bunch when he would deflect from the question.
I mean, let's be honest. There's 2 things. There's one that's people, this is interesting, but this is ratings for them. They want to keep it. They want to keep it exciting, and he's the guy to go crazy.
Rile up. Yeah.
I didn't like how they would the way they were presenting things. They were like, President Trump, you did this horrible thing. What do you feel about that now? And then they would give it to Kamala. What do you feel about the horrible thing that Trump just did? And that was such a bizarre way to stage the question. And there were like a lot of those.
I think after the debate, one of the best things I could say was his hair doesn't look as crazy.
No,
that was about
color,
it. That was my big takeaway from him. I was like, well, his hair doesn't look as crazy as it normally does.
It's a great performance for her.
Listen, I know that there's a lot of Trump supporters out there listening to this show right now that are cursing me and, you stink, you libtard, moron, fat, stupid. But the truth is I have to watch it and not be biased. And last night she annihilated him in that debate. Just like I could walk away and say that he annihilated Biden in the first debate. And if you feel differently about it, 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Don't call and tell me why she's bad. I'm not saying that. I didn't say I'm running out and voting for her. What I'm saying was she beat him in the debate last night.
And I think you'll agree with me, both of us wanted Trump to destroy her.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to see Trump go,
here we go.
Yeah, boom, 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 and all that stuff. And I'm sitting there watching. It's like whenever you're watching a boxing match and you want the one guy to win, and you're like, oh, he's not winning.
Yeah.
He's not winning this. Yeah.
I don't understand why he would do this debate with her because it was a no-win situation. If he would have gone after her, all we would have heard today is how it's feminism and he's beating up a woman. So he was trapped.
But if he didn't do it, then he's scared. He's
so it's like he's in a no-win situation.
The opportunity for him, which he's done a couple of times when the country reacts to it, is if you go out there and you appear to be very presidential, that's what people want. They want to sit back and they want to say, okay, this is a man who gets a little crazy sometimes because he's got a little entertainment in his background, but he is our leader and he knows when it's time to buckle down. That's what the country wants, somebody that they can rely on. And I think when he loses it and he goes crazy like he did when she said to him last night that the world leaders laugh behind his back.
That pissed him off.
That pissed him off, man. And you can't have a leader that's getting ticked off that easily.
I disagree because I think this whole thing is so unfair. The guy is in the middle of all these trials. He's getting sued. You got the January.
Whose fault is that?
Is it his fault? Because a lot of this stuff is getting thrown out in court. They keep pushing back dates.
Yeah, listen, things can get thrown out in court when you have good lawyers. Doesn't mean that they're not true. Doesn't mean that they're,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I said, I don't understand why he would agree to this.
Do
debate.
I believe they weaponized the judicial system? Yes, I absolutely do. Do I think he will do the same thing? 100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
He
Also,
said it.
Yeah.
Just because I think she won the debate doesn't mean I believe a damn word she said.
Oh, yeah, for
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm taking it completely on the surface based on his performance versus her performance.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I believe what she said.
Let me grab some of these calls. Good morning, Joe. You're on the Mike Calta Show. What do you got, Joe?
Yeah, I disagree with all of you. I think he demolished her. She has not an answer to one thing at all.
How she
comes back.
She actually answered a lot of questions
after everything. But she has nothing to present to the United States. Zero.
But that's not true. She laid out a plan on abortion. She laid a plan on the Middle East. She talked about wanting to have a two-state agreement in Palestine and Israel. She laid all that stuff out.
That's what she wants, but she can't accomplish it.
Well, that's not the question.
She won't accomplish it.
All right, thanks. So, but that's the guy.
Right.
That's the guy you'll never convince.
That's why I was trying to clarify. Doesn't mean you agree with what she said. It's the performance for me, the optics of it.
Right. That's so. I don't know. My computer thing is freezing up here.
We do have some highlights if you want to get to
let's
that.
do that.
So we'll run that. We have some highlights from last night's debate. Here it is. Take a listen.
Anyone?
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there. She has a plan to confiscate everybody's gun.
President Trump,
she has a plan.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black.
I mean, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
You talk about extreme.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted?
She hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war.
Yet again, I said it at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fellow. And that is another one. When I went to meet with President Zelensky, I've now met with him over 5 times. The reality is it has been about standing as America always should. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. So I think you've heard tonight 2 very different visions for our country. One that is focused on the future, and the other that is focused on the past.
She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it?
Well, she hasn't done it because she's not the president. But I listen. He brought up some good points there. The immigration thing that's hard for them to the immigration stuff is hard for them to deny because it's still going on. It's getting worse, and it's leading to the decline of many of the states in this country. I have seen one story where a woman supposedly ate a cat.
Yeah.
I can't believe he said that.
The crazy thing is they're talking about eating the cats and dogs and the immigrants coming in and doing all this stuff. And we do have another clip. Carmen, do you have that other clip there?
Yeah,
that I just sent.
Second.
Yeah, so this is another clip where Trump goes into more detail about them eating cats and doing this stuff. Take a listen.
One second, I'm still pulling.
This is an unhinged, crazy man who is feeling the pressure of losing a debate.
I disagree. And just about the eating dogs and cats, a Venezuelan gang literally took over an entire hotel in Texas. Yeah. So,
no. Nobody's denying that, the crime that's coming with integration, and that there was a crazy woman that supposedly was eating somebody's cat. There was a story that happened.
Take a listen.
Okay. where do you keep your casserole dishes?
Why?
The cat won't fit in the toaster.
But that's Alf.
I'm sorry.
That's Alf. Come on,
That's
Alf.
my bad. I thought that was Trump.
I want to take your phone calls, so please get on the phone line, 727-579-1025. I don't see how you watched that debate and thought that Trump won. I'm not saying that you watched it and you're going to run out and vote for Kamala Harris because she seems so awesome. What I'm saying is he got beat last night.
Here is another thing that really is a blow to the Trump campaign. Taylor Swift officially endorsed Kamala Harris last night, saying, quote, she fights for the rights to party? No. In causes, I believe, need a warrior to champion them. I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos.
All righty.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all knew which way she was leaning anyway.
Sure.
It wasn't like she made a decision
But the
last
fact
night.
that she came out with it, though.
Yeah, but I think that the world was looking to see what she was going to say because she has so much influence against, among so many people, and that she waited for the right moment to sweep in and say, because if she would have came out earlier, there wasn't anything to point to. Last night she pointed to the debate.
Sure.
And she was like, well, okay, that's my
Did you
my
see
guy.
how she signed the end of her statement?
No.
So she said, a childless cat lady.
So you knew it's been festering for some time. Let me grab some of these calls. Matt, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, so regardless of who won the debate or not, Kamala Harris said that she's a gun owner and she doesn't want to take away our guns. But recently, she said in her first 100 days she wants to do gun reform and ban assault weapons. So which is it?
I don't know. She doesn't want to take away your. I'm talking to you. I'm having a conversation with you. Yeah, I don't know, but that's the thing that a lot of the politicians do. Obama said the same thing. I'm not going to do that. And then he was like, but I'm going to make it so difficult for you to buy ammo that you're not going to be able to fire your gun.
Also, one of the most famous one, read my lips, no new taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they say things to get in office doesn't mean they're going to do them.
Well, they talk about women's rights and a woman's right to choose and all this stuff with abortion, but she was part of the administration that had no problem mandating vaccines and telling you were going to lose your job if you didn't follow in line. So it's like, come on.
Yeah. Sherman, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Carmen. I think Trump did lose this debate, but I will tell you, though, Trump was Trump, and Kamala Harris was definitely disingenuous. She just sounded so fake to me.
Oh,
I mean, saying all the things that we all think she thinks we all wanted to hear, and that's it, if you ask me.
Yeah, and then also when she does that giggle, I want to throat punch her.
It's the worst.
It's so fake, and I want to punch her right in the throat. Thank you, and I would never hit a woman.
I know.
Just saying. Thank you, Sherman. Let's go to.
Not hear Sherman often.
Yeah, right.
No, that's how we know Sherman.
No,
He's
no,
the
but I'm
only
saying-
Sherman in my life.
Yeah,
it is.
You don't hear this, Bruce? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Carmen. If it was a contest, Kamala absolutely beat him.
Yeah.
But what I was predicting to happen and what could have happened, and Trump dropped the ball again as far as people like myself, I'm an independent, I was going to vote for RFK. He could have just kept his mouth shut. I thought it was going to be a reflection of their social media because I follow both of them.
Right.
And all Kamala Harris's social media is how bad a person Donald Trump is. He's a bad person. He's a bad person. We know this.
Yeah.
All Donald Trump's social media is policies, things that he is going to do if he becomes president.
Yeah.
You have the last 4 years and you have Trump's 4 years. As simple as that,
Yeah, she has to convince the people that are in the middle of the road like you that he is a bad person. It's not that not going to do a good job. It's not that he can't do it. He did it already. She's got to convince you that he's a bad guy and that voting for him is going to lead to bad things. It's fear mongering is what it is, and that's her whole way of trying to win this. Which I got to tell you, I think is working for her.
Well, I got another thing, and as a convicted felon myself, they keep using this thing about him being a felon.
Yeah.
He is not a felon. They used the Justice Department to change misdemeanors into felonies to do this whole charade about making him a felon. And even though I didn't like Trump before and I still don't like him, he's an American. He's entitled to due process, and they completely stripped that of him because they think he's a bad person.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time when people thought I was a bad person, but I was still entitled to due process and to the right to a jury. Now, a jury of your peers, he only has 4 peers that are alive. George Bush, Bill Clinton, Obama, and Carter. And other billionaires. And those are his peers.
Yeah,
Were they on that jury? I don't believe they were on the jury. So that's what I don't like, because they took an American and used the Justice Department against him. So,
Bruce, I don't know why people didn't like you before. I like you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your call. Megan, good morning, Megan. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Good morning, guys. And Carmen, I've been a listener since 2004 with you guys. I am probably not the norm. I am going to vote for Kamala. I think she won, and only because I'm exhausted. I'm one of those people that, I wish he could have done what I wanted him to do, but the way my things align, as a woman, the Project 25 thing scares me, and he scares me.
Let me just ask you about that. He has repeatedly said that he, and I'm not, I'm just asking you, he has repeatedly said that he has nothing to do with Project 2025. And that is a group of people. In fact, last night he said he's never even read it. Seems to know a lot about it, but he's never even read it.
I'm sure he hasn't read it, because I don't think he reads a lot. But I saw him on the stage at the Heritage Foundation talking about it and supporting the people that are writing it. So it frightens me. It terrifies me that 40 of the 44 people in his administration are not supporting him, and I don't know who he's going to put in his administration. Where are the guardrails when he throws hissy fits? When he gets pissed off at all these dictators that he wants to be like? What are we going to do?
But he was there for 4 years, and he did deal with those dictators, and the country was in pretty good shape when he was there.
And we had peace in the Middle East. Just saying.
Yeah.
Megan, I have a question. You say you're tired and you're scared and you're afraid of Project 2025. Well, I can understand that, but I feel like you're afraid of something that's in the future when Kamala Harris and that administration showed you in real time what they're willing to do to your rights based on a virus that did not have the effect on people's health that they were saying. That doesn't scare you more?
Can I ask you a question in Spanish? You can answer that in a second. Let me just ask you this. I like to pinpoint and say these people are responsible for this, these people made us do that. Do you believe at all, because I think I do, you believe at all that they were like, we are facing a worldwide pandemic where people are dying, we need to come up with something, whether that was the right answer or the wrong answer, or do you believe they just wanted to force everybody to get a shot?
Yeah, I don't think that they were. I don't believe that the governments have our best interests at heart. They show us from time. I mean, they show us daily that they don't have our best interests at heart.
So, what is the motivation to? And thank you for the call, Punk. And what is the motivation to get the world to get this shot?
Well,
because it wasn't just us.
It also,
but also to see who they can control.
I mean, it's even worse than that.
But you think this whole thing was just a control experiment, or do you think that there was a massive pandemic that the world hadn't dealt with since 1917, and they were like, we have to figure this out? I mean, do you see all these companies, Budweiser being one of them, that turned their factories into machines that made
hand sanitizer?
Well, not just hand sanitizer, but they had steel machines making the what do you call it, the ventilators, and all these things. Like the world kind of came together for a second and said, what can we do to help? And then the masks and then the whole deal. Now we look back on it, and there were a lot of mistakes that were made, but we were also, it was happening, right? We were living it, and we had to make sure that people weren't dropping dead everywhere. I'm not saying the vaccine was the right answer. I only got vaccine because my friend who's a doctor said, I'm a doctor and I'm getting the vaccine. And I said, great, I'm going to do it too. That's the reason why. And I wanted to travel. But seriously, you don't believe that any decisions were made as they were going on the fly because they're dealing with this for the first time?
No, because they had been working on this virus for a decade, and they were very aware of...
But they were working on different stages of this virus. They were working on the mRNA virus before it became COVID-19, before it became whatever it is now.
Yeah, Yeah, but that's because they had different departments working on different parts of the virus, and those departments weren't communicating with each other. So you had somebody working on the mRNA of COVID, and you had somebody working on spike proteins, and they weren't communicating with each other. So that's why they were saying they didn't know.
I'm not saying that there were things that were bungled. I'm thinking the inexperience of the world dealing with this at one time.
But
yeah, go ahead.
But I disagree. The world has had experience with pandemics, and they literally have a summit meeting about.
I know, but when is the last time that you saw a pandemic, if you ever in your lifetime?
H1N1. They had the bird flu.
But did those things come close to having the effect that COVID had?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
They do. Do you during Obama's administration there was an H1N1 outbreak? I believe it started in Chicago or the Midwest, and it was killing a bunch of people. And you never heard about it. People were dying. The media didn't really cover it.
But do you think that people that you didn't hear about it to the extent that you heard about this because not as many people were dying because it wasn't spreading as fast because you weren't finding out it broke out in Chicago and also broke out in Africa and also broke out in Norway, and everybody is dealing with this.
That's how. But again, that's how viruses work. That's how viruses work. They spread.
I know,
they get sick.
But it did seem to me. Look. I'm not challenging you, really. I'm not. I'm asking you a question because I'm telling you my point of view of watching this is that this was the first time in my lifetime that people. I often refer to for the COVID as my kids' September 11th. Because this was the biggest thing that's going to happen in their lifetime, hopefully, probably until they're my age, that every once in a while something comes through that we're not prepared for.
Yeah, but just like September 11th, when you look back at it now without rose-colored glasses and you see who is taking advantage of what situation.
Yes. Right, but we were not prepared for it. The world, our country, Spanish, we hadn't been attacked in our country since Pearl Harbor.
Okay, yes. And then there was a terrorist attack on our country. And all of the circumstances, when you look at them individually, are very, I could see what you're saying, where you'd say, people were just doing the best they could with what they had. But then when you connect the dots and you understand, like I said, who's...
But, here's the thing. I'm not saying, just this is how people become billionaires. At the time where there is a crisis, people take advantage. And I'm not saying that didn't exist. I just think on the whole, as a country, we were all dealing with, we're walking up and down certain ways in the aisles in Publix because we didn't really know what was causing the spread and what wasn't. The masks working, they not working. Is the vaccine working, is it not? We didn't know.
But stop for a second and listen to what you're saying.
Okay.
You're saying that we didn't know how a virus works?
We didn't know how bad this one was, whether it was worse than what we thought. We're seeing all these old people die. We're seeing all these young people die.
They have statistics that they provided at the beginning of this based on research that they had been doing. So I don't understand how people could say they didn't know.
So you're saying this whole thing in COVID was an exercise in population control?
I'm not going to go that far. I definitely believe that they knew more about the virus than they told us.
Probably, but we know that they know more about everything than they tell us. They won't even tell us about aliens. It's been 50 years now.
Well, so I don't understand why we're going to sit around and say that the world's governments were looking out for us.
All right. Look, I just wanted to know what your opinion was on that.
Didn't it all start? It all started under the Trump administration. The Operation Warp Speed, the vaccine, that was from Trump. He was the one that was saying, well, the virus is never going to get here. So he's literally feeding us information that proved to be false.
Yeah, well,
he totally mishandled the entire thing from the jump.
Yeah, so that's fine. But what I'm saying is the mandates where we lost rights didn't come in until Biden.
Right, but not everybody. It wasn't the only mandates were military.
No,
no hospital workers,
hospital teachers.
Yeah, middle class Americans.
All right, let me grab some of these calls. Gary, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
It's not a mandate.
Hey, good morning, guys. Love you guys' show.
Thank you.
I don't think Trump did that great last night, but if you sit back and just take the names out, stop watching social media, et cetera, compare the last 8 years, the first 4 and the second 4. How were you? How was your life? How was your economy?
I get you, Gary, but that's not come into play. We're not. You're just saying in general to try and decide who you're going to vote for. That's fine. I get it. I basically was just asking about the debate. I'm not saying who's going to be better, who's going to be a better leader. I'm saying last night when you watched that debate, who do you think won that debate?
In my heart, Trump won it for sure. I mean, if you want
in your heart, because you like Trump and you want him to win, but in reality, he did not win that debate last night.
I wouldn't say he did. No, but here's a little conspiracy theory type of thing.
All right, here we go.
Nova H1 earbuds. Look at the earrings that Kamala was wearing.
Thank you. So you're saying that she had earbuds, and can I tell you the one time that I think that a president did have earbuds in, or whatever they want to call them, was George Bush, George W. Bush. Which was the second one? The son.
Yeah,
HWW. He was a bumbling, stumbling, then he'd get out there and the cadence in which he talked sounded like he was just repeating something that somebody was saying to him. I don't have any proof. I'm just saying that.
I wouldn't believe the speakers in the ears, but I would believe that she somehow knew the questions because neither of the candidates were supposed to know the questions ahead of time.
Yeah, but I knew the questions.
Yeah,
they were going to ask about abortion. They were going to ask about. Yeah, I mean, it's really not hard to figure out.
She was definitely more prepared than he was.
Yeah, but she is well spoken.
Yeah,
she has been in politics her whole career,
and she's been rehearsing for days.
Yeah, and she's got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
he does.
Let's go to Alex. Good morning on the Mike Calta Show. Excellent job, Alex. Appreciate your help. Thank you for playing. Let's go to line 6. This is Julie. Good morning, Julie. You're on the Mike Calta Show. Is it me? Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
What is your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Good job. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear. What do you got?
Awesome, Mike. Well, I love the show, man. Congrats. And yesterday, I feel like Harris did do a better job. It seemed like she was looking, every single time she was responding, her eyes were going up and looking like she was reading like what's it called? Like
teleprompter?
A projector with the words.
Teleprompter.
Yeah, and then Trump was just shooting out from his, from the dome. But it just seemed like it was more like scripted on both areas. In a way, it just didn't seem genuine.
So I can assure you, she was not reading from a teleprompter, but she was giving you. So what bugged you is bugging me. When they said to her, first question out of the gate, they said to her, Vice President Harris, can you tell people how you are going to make their life better than it was 4 years ago? And she said, or something to that effect, whatever they said to her, and she said, when I was a child, my mother came in. I went, nobody, just get right to the question, answer the question, and that's where I think America loses their mind and they get frustrated. But then the next day, when it's over, you only remember the highlights. You only remember who won and who lost, and you forget all that fluff that went into it. Thank you, Alex.
I don't remember that when Trump would do that, he would deflect from the question. They would press him on it immediately. They never did that.
They did do that there.
I don't remember them doing it.
So I would say that the woman that was there, I don't know her name. Yeah. She attacked Trump more. She was angry. She was like, when he would answer a question, she would get an attitude about it, and she would fire back at him. But David Muir did 3 times that I remember challenged Kamala Harris when he said something, and he goes, okay, but the question was, and he went back at her, and then he actually said to her, you said this, but yet your actions were different. You voted against this, but now you're saying this. He did do it to her. It may not have been as vicious. It may not be as been as vicious, but let's go to Anthony. Good morning. Actually, I don't know anybody's names. I'm just going to say hi. Good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Good, sir. What do you got?
Oh, look, I think Harris won last night, and I'm just going to say this. From a man standpoint, where Trump tries to present himself as a man of the nation, he couldn't even look that woman in the eye when he talked to her. Can we all agree to that? That guy is a paper tiger, right?
I don't think that he wanted. I think he has. It's not that he's afraid of her. I think that he has disdain for her, and just the way he didn't want to shake her hand. And that doesn't mean he's good or bad. It's just I think that's more of where he's coming from. I don't think he's like too shy to look at her.
I don't know. If you're a leader of the free world, you ought to be able to look at whoever you don't like. I mean, I have to do that in business meetings all the time, right?
Sure.
Don't you?
Sure. Yeah, I get it. I discussed this earlier. I was talking to my dad when Trump and Biden went out there together. I couldn't understand why the two of them wouldn't meet in the middle and shake hands and give America a representation of what our leaders should be like.
Right, and I got to give Harris credit on that. She's trying to try to at least she was saying she's trying to get back to that point, right? I mean, it's all BS from politicians. We all understand that. But Trump just looked like a paper tiger guy, just all over the place, talking like your crazy drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, right? That's what I heard.
Did it change or affect who you're voting for? Or you've always been a Harris person, or are you voting for somebody else?
No, I'm a lifelong independent, registered independent voter. I mean, I don't care about the primaries. So I voted for Jeb. I voted for blue. I voted for red. And, right now, I'm going to vote for Harris. Trump's just a lunatic.
Yeah, I have to tell you, as a guy who watched it as a Trump guy more than a Harris guy, I too feel like he was a lunatic. I looked at my wife after it was over and I go, he's a goddamn lunatic.
Is he a lunatic?
Yes.
Or is that what's happening? Or is this American citizen who was once president being attacked by the entire Department of Justice and has a lot to lose, and she has zero to lose, and he isn't going to look her or Biden in the eyes because they're trying to...
I don't think that's why he's a lunatic. I think that he flies off the handle way too easy.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to me. If you're addressing the American people and you're going to be the president, or you want to be the president, and you go off on crazy tangents like he goes off, that's a sign of a crazy man. Crazy man who gets drunk with power and who gets... you don't think, honestly, let's just be honest about this. Mm-hmm. You don't think that these leaders really do laugh behind his back, and then they tell him to his face, "You're our guy, but you're our guy, Donnie. We love you. We love you," because they're manipulating. It's I deal with people in these ways. Like I am nice to people sometimes. I'm like, "You got it, pal. You got it." And then I walk away and go, "That guy's a moron."
You do it to me every day.
Yeah. Well, no, I tell you you're a moron right to your face. Yeah. No, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you have somebody and you're like, "Yeah, buddy, whatever you think," and then you walk away and you go, "I don't want to deal with that dude anymore."
Yeah, that's
or by saying to him, "You're the guy. You're our man." You're manipulating him, and his ego won't let you realize that he's being manipulated.
I'm not going to deny that he has an ego. Everybody has an ego. I also think that you're looking at a presidential candidate that is going through things that no other presidential candidate has gone through before.
That he brought upon himself.
They changed laws to arrest him.
Not all of the things. Not all the things, but the laws against sexual battery have always been there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about those things specifically. I'm saying they changed laws in New York to go after him, right?
Yes,
again, that's I understand where people are coming from. Yeah, he does sound crazy, but the guy has been personally attacked on the media legally for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? That might make you a little crazy.
Yeah.
Accept the crazy is what we're saying.
Not accept the crazy, but like you're looking at Kamala Harris, who has nothing to lose. She's trained. She's already involved in the administration that has the power right now. She knows exactly what to say. We all know that she's not going to do anything that she said she's going to do. And you're looking at...
Let me ask you this. Why do people say, like, even with Trump, you can't look at him and say he's not going to do what he says he's going to do. I think he's going to try and do some of those things. I think she's going to try. In my opinion, when it comes to universal health care, when it comes to trying to help the middle class, I believe she'll do some of those things. I think she'll be beneficial. I also think he will. I don't think either one of them are going to do nothing. I just think that a lot of these things that they say they're going to do is way harder than it is to get done. And it's easy to come out here now before you're in that office and say whatever you want, but then you have to be held to the fire when it comes to actually having the job.
The fact that he didn't constantly go against or attack her for why don't you do it now? Because he waited all the way to almost the end to do that. I
agree with you.
If it was if I was Trump, I would have been hammering that every time she said something, I would have pointed out, why aren't you doing it right now?
She's not president.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
But
of course it does.
She's that administration, and she did everything she could to distance herself from Biden, and she did it successfully. So that was the one thing I feel like he really could have kept, hammering home.
Do you think
do it now?
Do you think there would have been an argument? Can anybody in the world could say to Mike Pence, "Why didn't you do that when Donald Trump was president? Why didn't you do anything?" Good luck to Mike Pence to do that. He couldn't even pee without getting permission. There's no way in the world you could hold him responsible for things that Trump did. He had no choice.
But like, she's pretending she's not currently in office.
Yeah, and just look like these are all great points, but when you look at their voting record, one of them sticks by what they say, and one of them doesn't.
Well, that actually is moderately true.
Yeah. So it's well,
Trump doesn't vote.
No, I mean, like when it comes to passing laws and when he says he's going to do things in the first 100 days, he sticks by them. They helped out the middle class. she literally was putting people in jail for pot and keeping them in jail, withholding evidence.
Well, also, we're talking about two different times when she was an attorney and she was prosecuting people. She was prosecuting based on what the laws were and what the crimes
so
are.
he's a bad guy because he's...
No, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a lunatic, but I don't think he's a bad guy.
And she's not because she was...
I also think she's a lunatic.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, but look, I'm not... I didn't jump sides. I'm not like... I'm not... I mean, I didn't call Taylor Swift and go, so both of us are coming out today as Kamala Harris supporters. I just watched that debate last night, and he did some things that really made me realize that he's volatile, man, and it's hard to invest in him because he's a lunatic.
But the other thing is he's talking about the pot stuff, which, people change their minds to do that, but she did keep innocent people in prison without giving the information that she had. The information.
That's who she
where
is.
She could have freed the innocent person, whatever. And then she also kept people in there for cheap labor. She kept them in longer than their sentence and did that.
But
Both of those things. Which
so
are
did the warden in Shawshank Redemption.
That's right.
Sometimes
Look what
job
happened
has
to
to
him.
get done. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I understand that he looks crazy. To me, this was a guy that was taken out of office and is being threatened to be put in prison by the Department of Justice, who cares about America and cares about doing the right thing, maybe. And then you have a woman in there who's just following in line with what she's done her entire political career, which is follow the money. Whoever pays her is who she's going to support.
Do you think she's following what money? The money of who?
She's going to make.
Yeah,
she's going to make money either way. Even if she never listen to me, if she never went to be president, she could make enough money privately of doing speaking engagements as the former vice president. She'd make a ton of money.
Yeah, but right now, if she gets put in office like Biden, she's going to be pushed to make laws and do reforms based on
that kind of money.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ridiculous.
All right, let me grab it. Don't forget the bone bonus is happening in 3 minutes, but I'm going to grab some of these phone calls while we're waiting. Carlos, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I think Trump last night, he just got destroyed. He was just sounding crazy. I mean, like a lunatic. I mean, like literally eating dogs and cats and all that kind of stuff.
I get you.
And Trump he was in there 4 years. Am I right?
Yeah.
In those 4 years, first time on the radio, so I'm sounding kind of nervous.
You're right.
He did his 4 years already. Did we fix anything with the borders? At the same way it was when he got there?
Yeah, but
in my opinion,
the problem with the borders is that he was met with opposition. I mean, he was ready to go out there and have them build a wall. They actually started building a wall.
That's the thing. The common sense thing is a wall isn't going to stop anything. If he's going to build a wall to stop illegal immigrants coming in, it's going to have to be all around the United States, whole United States.
But the hole that we had was in our southern border, and he started building that wall, and they stopped it, and he was trying to do something about it.
I got you. On the other hand, this is just my opinion. Spanish, if he can't stay awake to listen to the debate, but he can stay awake and party and miss. Maybe he shouldn't be giving an opinion on anything there.
Thank you, Carlos. But good point. Good point, sir. I'm voting for Carlos.
Right.
How dare you?
Watch the debate.
Personal attacks. Let's go.
Son of a bitch.
You're lucky I don't know anything about you, Carlos.
Bill, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Yeah, thank you so much. I definitely, and first and foremost, I mean, I'm a Goldwater Republican through and through, but she won. I mean, she mopped the floor with him. Gio was absolutely right that he should have concentrated on what she didn't do and to be able to separate that self. And you say that she couldn't do anything because she's not the president. I mean, Trump would have fired Pence.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm pretty sure she could Jedi mind trick Biden on any given day. Repeat something 2 or 3 times and they think it was a good idea. Hey, in closing, if I could, the real power is not in the presidency; it's the federal government.
Yeah.
That's 3 million employees that are a vast majority of them are Democrats, and that's why when he tried to drain the swamp, it worked out the way it did. And the thing, I know that Spanish is crazy, and he starts talking and stuff. But when you talk about the COVID thing and why would they do this, they knew exactly what it was, and it was an issue of control. All the people that jumped in and wanted to be part of the team and help out all got paid huge amounts of money and have civil protection against getting sued.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law died of COVID. She died of COVID. That's what her death certificate says. But she died of a respiratory infection. She got in the hospital after she got COVID.
But the money is on the COVID name. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
Great call, sir.
Well,
Thank you very much. You're because you couldn't stay up and you're out partying all the time.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Carmen, don't interrupt me with your bone bonus.
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine. Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is...
now. This hour's keyword is now. N-O-W. Head over to the 1025 The Bone app now and enter now before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours.
If you are somebody who lives here in the United States and you've been eating cats and dogs, you can win $1,000. You can go buy yourself a bunch of pizzas from Three Brothers Pizza.
By the way, I wanted to point out about that gang and them taking over the apartment complex and stuff. Did you see that the Hells Angels were going out there?
Go get it back?
They're like, we'll take care of this.
I don't know, man. Those Venezuelan gangs are...
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're going to be able to do it and stuff, but at least they're doing something about it.
Hells Angels, outlaw kicker. I'm on that side.
Yeah, I am too. But like I said, the more I read about those Venezuelan gangs, the more terrified I become.
Because the thing is they're not gangs in America. Which gangs in America are scary and crazy? But if you're in a country that's that tough and rough and everything, I mean, that's scary people for sure.
All right, listen to me. I'm in the middle of talking about the debate. We didn't even get into news. I got to take a break, and we come back. We can still talk debate. We got to do the rest of the news. We got a lot to get to today. Greg Fitz Simmons is going to join us on the show, and we got a brand new open letter. It's all happening this morning on the Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone.
Yeah, we were one story in that Taylor Swift she endorsed Kamala Harris. Also, how about this? This is pretty crazy. I Believe in a Thing Called Love, the great song by The Darkness. Climbing back up the charts. You know why? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were seen singing along to it at the U.S. Open. So people were like, Taylor likes it. I like it too.
Oh, it's also a great song.
Oh, it's a fantastic song. But I'm saying, like,
now the kids are listening to it.
Yeah. It was a song from how many years ago and wasn't on the charts. It's a great song, but now it's climbing back up the charts because of that.
It's so weird is that I'll hear my daughter sing a song. And I'll go, how do you know that song?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, it's on TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
Just the same way with Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Whenever I want to scare her, tiptoe.
Right.
Because evidently that's something scary on TikTok.
When my son was young and he was listening to Dean Martin, Ain't That a Kick in the Head? And I'm like, how do you know that song? And he's like, Fallout, Las Vegas. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great, though.
That Tiptoe Through the Tulips was in one of the haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Maybe Insidious.
Insidious, I think, is what it was.
Okay, yeah. Because they played that song the whole way when you're walking through.
That's a good scary song.
Yeah, it was good.
My daughter would have crapped her pants. Now I wanted to go.
I've never seen Insidious, but they kept playing that song.
How about this? Amazon is taking a page out of Aldi and Target's playbook and launching a new line of budget-friendly food items in an attempt to attract price-conscious shoppers who are ditching name brands to save money. Amazon is rolling out its No Frills private label brand called Amazon Saver, with most items priced at less than $5 and that include an array of household staples and pantry items such as Spanish cookies, crackers, perishable items like sliced turkey and ham. More than 100 additional items will be revealed in the coming months.
Jeff Bezos, I'd vote for him.
Amazon Saver,
Don't all send me. I know he's not controlling Amazon fully or whatever. Sometimes we just say things to make jokes.
I base like the Amazon basic stuff.
Yeah,
like I've done that before.
Yeah, they have
houses and
stuff.
Have
a ton of stuff in there.
You ever go to Haitian Amazon where you can order dogs and cats?
Oh no,
they're eating dogs and cats.
That was one of my favorite moments in television.
How about this? Apple announced its new AirPods will work as clinical grade over-the-counter hearing aids that cost a lot less than actual hearing aids.
That I think is great. If they're already in your ear and they have a way to amplify the sound, which doesn't seem to be too much of a difference from what you would do with a regular earbud.
Yeah,
that seems to me to be great because I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to need, a lot of people in this room are going to need hearing aids at some point in our life because of how loud our headphones are.
Yeah, I'm assuming I will. Between going to concerts, playing drums, and have headphones on every day and whenever I run too, yeah, I'm sure that I'm going to have hearing loss. They say they'll be good enough for people with mild to moderate hearing loss and use AI to make real-time adjustments as you go about your day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, right?
That's amazing.
Wasn't there a study that said Bluetooth was causing brain tumors?
That's what Spanish said.
Was.
Yeah.
Oh, you could look the study up.
No,
they did it in Europe.
I'm saying you had brought that up.
Yeah. Like I believe it was France banned Apple products because when they did their own private testing, they found that the levels of radiation their products put out was wildly off.
If you want me running around with a boombox out in the woods and scaring all the deer.
Yeah.
By the way, did anybody see? I really think that I might be part of Disney or something. Did you see how close the rabbit came to me the other day?
No.
I was like closer than me and you.
Yeah.
The rabbit, and he's just chilling out next to me. Like just standing there. Like I could have just picked him up and petted him.
Bring him home.
Don't pet him too hard though, Lenny.
No.
Don't do that.
They're eating the rabbits.
Mega Millions ticket sold in Texas wins $800 million jackpot. There are match 5 winners in California, Florida, New York, and Washington. The jackpot winner now has to make the choice between receiving the full $800 million payout split across 30 annual installments or a lump sum cash prize of $404 million. Usually the popular pick among winners is that one. The cash prize will drop to $307 million after mandatory federal tax withholding of 24% is deducted. Depending on their taxable income, the winner could face a federal marginal rate as high as 37%, which would slash their winnings down to $254 million.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's still clearing $250 million.
Yeah, that's
from
awesome.
$800 million?
Right, yeah. You won $800 million. Not really.
Not so fast.
Yeah.
That's why I'm only giving you guys $1 million each.
Oh, how dare you.
The government's got their hands in everything.
$254 million, you could give $50 million away and then still have over $200 million.
Yeah, I got kids.
Jesus.
I pay for college.
Come on. A 47-year-old convenience store clerk in Las Vegas was arrested for allegedly beating a man with a baseball bat. Now, why do you think he would do that?
They were trying to steal from him.
Stealing from him? Yeah. So he's like, hey, don't steal from this store. How dare you?
He was coming on to him.
You're kind of along the right lane there, but not exactly. Coming on to him? No. Everything's gay with you.
Yeah.
Right? You and Brother Mark.
Lover Mark.
Lover Mark.
Yeah.
All right. Little sugar butt over here.
Oh, man.
What did you say? What do you got?
What?
Anything?
No.
No?
I offer nothing to the show.
I just confused the hell out of you. He beat a guy with a baseball bat for taking too much nacho cheese.
I get it.
Stealing too much cheese?
Yeah.
He's stealing.
That's a dick move.
The victim is in pretty rough shape. His injuries are life-threatening because the guy beat him with a baseball bat.
Well, if you take too much and there's not enough left, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Carmen justifying an assault
I get
because
it.
they'd be running out of cheese.
Yeah.
I went one time to Whole Foods, and you know how they have the buffet line thing there?
Sure do.
Whatever, and you can build it and take it over there. So I got a salad, and I got a bunch of stuff on there, mushrooms and this and everything else, and I bring it up there. My salad was like $38. I was like, what? And they go, yeah, you got to pay by the pound thing, whatever. And I go, oh, all right.
Did you buy it?
Oh, of course I did, Carmen. What am I going to put it back?
Yeah.
Hey, if you would have took too many mushrooms, I'd have slugged you.
No, with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, Campbell's Soup is planning to drop the soup from their name and call themselves the Campbell's Company. The CEO said, we're so much more than soup. They own a bunch of different brands.
Like what?
They own Goldfish Snacks. They own a bunch of other stuff, whatever. So
their company is going to... Okay,
they're going to be Campbell's Company, so it's not going to be Campbell's Soup anymore. That'll cover everything. You know, Campbell's Soup will still be Campbell's Soup.
Yeah. I got you.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Would anybody in the room like to apologize to Spanish?
A lot of
no, I'll be the first one. No,
you don't want to.
No.
I can't think of a single thing that I would apologize.
I have no regrets. No regrets when it comes to yelling at Spanish.
There's a lot of that going around.
Never.
Spanish. I will apologize
Thank
to
you.
you and say you were right.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong.
What?
Dave Grohl is a son of a bitch.
Yes.
Scumbag.
I'm telling you. Called it.
Everybody loves
leave
Dave.
the guy alone.
Everybody loves
Yep.
Dave. He's such a good guy.
I'd love to have a beer with him.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl wandered outside the boundaries of his marriage 9 months ago, and he raw dogged it. In an Instagram post yesterday, he said, quote, "I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter born outside of my marriage. I plan to be a loving and supportive parent to her. I love my wife and my children, and I'm doing everything I can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. We're grateful for your consideration toward all the children involved as we move forward together." Dave and his wife, Jordan, have been married since 2003. They have 3 daughters, 18-year-old Violet, 15-year-old Harper, and 10-year-old Ophelia. Violet deactivated her Instagram account.
Sure, but she doesn't want to have to deal with all this stuff now. I mean, that really, you know.
Oh, I gotta know who it is. The person. What if it's just some random?
It's probably some random
one night groupie backstage just hit the lottery.
I'm sure this is his only time doing that.
Or do we find out that it was somebody that was on tour with them? And he,
Oh man, I gotta know who it is.
What if he was making those briskets and stuff for the homeless people because he felt guilty about everything else? Listen, I don't judge people based on that. You don't know what goes on in their personal lives. You don't know what goes on. He's been married for how long?
20
years. But you don't know what his wife is like. You don't know what their relationship is like. I mean, it appears that it's great on the surface, but we have no idea.
And she may say, "Hey, you can bang whoever you want. Just make sure you wear a condom so we don't have to call
He seems pretty. He seems pretty
natural,
apologetic about doing it to her. So I don't know how
is he?
And then that's the other thing. I see a lot of adults, not a lot, but a few adults who are in relationships where, like John Bon Jovi said the other day in an interview, how the secret to his marriage has been his wife forgiving his indiscretion. So there are relationships where they're like, listen, the reality of it is you're going to be traveling the world and people are going to be throwing themselves at you, and there's going to be times we're not together. That's how life is, and I'm fine with that. There are people who are like that. I'm not fine with that. Like in my relationship, I wouldn't want that. If my wife was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go bang a couple of dudes when I feel like it," I don't like it. But there are people that do, and it's really none of our business.
No, I agree with you. I don't care what he does in his personal life. I just was really upset that when I called him out on being trash, everybody jumped on me and said I was trash.
You called him out on being trash because you felt like he could be doing more than feeding the homeless.
That's right.
That him feeding the homeless wasn't enough.
It was an empty gesture, correct?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? What wasn't empty?
Yeah, that's right.
That lady.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, Carmen.
Everybody is making the same joke with the "I've got another confession" from the song. I've seen that a dozen times.
I was first to do it.
Everybody thinks they're original.
And I would like to point out to everybody, this is a good moment to stop and see how you view people based on what you see in the media, because everybody was on Dave Grohl's side saying he's this awesome guy, right?
I still think he's an awesome guy.
I still think he's awesome.
Right, so now you find out that he's fathering a child out of wedlock, probably not his first time having infidelity issues or whatever, and now you don't want to see him for what he really is. You're still going to see him as this version you've created in your head.
No, but I see him as a guy who is a rock star, who's probably banging other people on the road, but it's none of my business.
Right.
I don't care.
My point is that these are the moments you have to realize how you idolize people and put them on a pedestal.
No, but I don't. I have utter disdain for you, but I don't care if you're cheating on whoever. It's none of my business.
Yeah. No. Again, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people that, like I said, idolize celebrities.
People below me.
No, people that idolize
Spanish,
celebrities.
I'm turning to your side after this and the Trump stop using our music and I don't like Dave Grohl.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I heard the White Stripes are suing.
Yeah.
So stupid.
I like Dave Grohl even more.
Carmen?
Yeah, I'm with you. I need to brisket and bang some chicks with Dave Grohl.
That's rock star right there, man. I love it.
Carmen, hit me with it.
I can't imagine where this is coming from.
Australian breakdancing legend Rachel Gunn, a.k.a. Ray Gunn, is the #1 ranked female breakdancer in the world.
Damn right.
According to who?
Well, the reasons are complicated, but it is basically comes down to a single competition she won last October. So she is ranked #1 female breakdancer. The Ray Gunn.
Dude, it's so funny. Did anybody see the ray gun windshield wiper?
Oh yeah,
that thing is great. I'm telling you, as a guy who lived through the breakdancing decade and wore breakdancing beads, it was in a crew called the New Decade, and tagged sash on the wall. I have seen better breakdancers in Newdorp High School than I have seen in the Olympics. Yeah.
She's terrible. It's hilarious. By the way, one of the funniest things, they were taking her and putting in her all these different videos and doing different stuff. One of the funniest ones I saw was my kids when we go into a gas station bathroom and I say, don't touch anything. And then she's just on the floor rolling around and doing all this stuff. So good. So we talked about this. This is such a weird trend to me. This is a whole new thing. David Bowie just scored his first #1 country hit 8 years after his death. That's because Chris Young's #1 song, Young Love and Saturday Nights, borrowed a Bowie guitar riff.
Oh, okay.
Chris said just to have a song that has David Bowie listed as a songwriter is amazing, but they just take like other people's songs and then write new lyrics to them.
Yeah, I mean, they took the whole song?
Well, the guitar riff.
What is it called?
It's called Young Love and Saturday Nights. It's by Chris Young. But remember we were talking about the other one that took... whatever it was, and then just put different words to it.
Was it Jelly Roll?
No. It was Never Gonna Give You Up. There was that one.
No, that one. But then there was a country one we literally just talked about because I was in the barbecue place and they started playing it, and I'm like, well, this is a totally different song, whatever. But anyways, you have that, Chris Young.
Oh, for some reason, it's not playing. God damn it. All right. No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, anyways, they took a guitar riff from it and they made a #1 song out of it and stuff. It's a weird thing that's happening. Will Ferrell, whose best friend, Saturday Night Live head writer Harper Steele, recently transitioned. He says now he would not put on a dress for the sake of comedy like he did in the past.
Oh, good. Thank you for not doing it now.
Yeah.
Why? What is that? What is it? Because his friend's transgender now?
Yeah, and that's a cheap laugh to, Janet Reno. Him playing Janet Reno and doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, but I didn't understand why he said that. Now I know it's because he's got a friend who's transgender.
Right.
I still think it's him looking like the person that he was playing. Yeah, the joke.
Yeah. But what is it even like? What is this apology? I just don't understand why he would even say anything.
Yeah, I don't know. But I got to be honest with you. Much like Dave Grohl, I no longer like Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Will Ferrell
Did you see his commercial for PayPal?
Yeah,
where you
pretty
can
awful.
Yeah, right. And just, I don't know, something about him. I just want to punch his face.
I get that.
Yeah,
I found it.
Yeah.
Get you
right. Yeah,
Kid Rock did that with All Summer Long.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing it, but that's a thing that they do in the music industry. A lot of times, whenever a new band will have an album and stuff, and they'll be like, "Hey, put this cover on there," because they do the cover. It was a hit already. It's going to be a hit, and that'll get them into the rest of your album.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
Yeah, it is a smart move.
And you immediately nostalgic for that song, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I like that song. I like this song now too."
Mo hates this so much.
I'm sure
He hates it.
Diddy was hit with a $100 million default judgment in the sexual assault case brought against him by Derek Lee Cardello Smith.
Who is that guy?
I believe is that a female or is that a
That's
male?
a guy.
Yeah.
Cardello Smith?
Yeah.
Derek Lee Cardello Smith. Maybe it's a guy that he banged.
Inmate.
Yeah, we're learning a lot of things about Diddy.
Well, that's unfortunately.
Diddy did it.
Yeah.
Michigan
but I don't know what do we know about Diddy other than the fact that he liked to diddle guys, maybe?
Nothing on purpose.
Right. But so what? All I know is every day there's something about Diddy getting in trouble and something to look at Diddy, but I don't know what he did.
Wasn't he drugging people too, though?
So that's what we do know is he had a house, maybe more than one property that was all rigged up with cameras where he would have elaborate parties where celebrities, politicians.
I hear no crime.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's because they have what is the word I'm looking for? Where they take all of his stuff, like they took all of his
seized.
Yeah, they seized all of his hard drives and all that stuff. So you could try to look it up, but there's nothing on the internet about
That's
it.
what I'm saying. How do we not?
Yeah,
how is
I know.
nobody demanding answers?
It's crazy. Yeah,
because it's Diddy. You've got so much money. You've got wealth. Not even money. You can make it all go away.
But the media usually, when it's somebody that's got this sort of wealth and fame, they're demanding answers, and nobody's really knowing what's going on.
I know it's. I mean, it would be crazy to think that the people that own the media companies that would do that are also intertwined in all these things that he's involved in, and maybe they want him to be the fall guy and let all the things get swept under the rug.
When I heard during this Diddy story that somebody was getting banged by the father from Family Matters, that's when it blew my mind about everything. I don't know what else this world is going. Next thing you're going to tell me is that Joe's cerebral palsy cousin has something to do with all this.
I know.
Or Blair's cousin.
You remember when it was crazy to think there was an elite pedophile ring that had an island where they would bang kids?
No. The craziness to me is that somebody is attracted to a kid. Like, that's the crazy part to me. The fact that rich people are doing weird stuff on islands, I believe. Yeah. The fact that it's kids is what I'm like. If you tell me they were banging geese somewhere, I'd go, okay, I get it.
But you have all these, the Skull and Bones. You have the Groves or whatever where they're doing the satanic stuff. All these things.
That is a weird thing to me. Like that, those people who went there and got kicked out, and then the stories and that crazy boxer talking about it and all that. Yeah, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
I can't believe I'm as normal as I am.
Yeah, I'm crazy because I've been talking about tunnels under New York. Meanwhile, a synagogue literally had tunnels where they were keeping kids. But
that wasn't the reason why you were crazy. You were crazy because you ran around with no shoes on in St. Petersburg.
All right, we can stop bringing that up. No, I get it. Yeah, personal attacks. That's fine.
How about this? Mötley Crüe will do shows next month at 3 legendary LA clubs. They're going to be at the Troubadour, the Roxy, and Whiskey A Go Go.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, club shows with Mötley Crüe would be fun.
I mean, just to be in the whiskey with Mötley Crüe, and would just
where it all started, kind of thing.
Did you see? There's a little dissension among the ranks in the band Poison.
What?
Ricky Rocket put up something. Ricky Rocket is like, I don't know that dude. I met him once or twice, but he is the weirdest dude. He put up a thing yesterday that said, everybody keeps asking me why Poison not out touring this summer, and the bottom line is because Brett doesn't want to. And that's it. Just let it go like that. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Brett doesn't want to. Boo-hoo. Ricky Rocket was playing his wife was a country singer, and he was playing at a club in Dunedin, and I invited them to come on the show, and they were like, yes, we'll do it. And I was like, great. Well, that'll be cool. Talk to Ricky Rocket about Poison and all that. And then they send over, they needed a limo to and from. They needed to be able to keep the limo for the whole day and blah, blah, blah. I went, hey, buddy, you realize you're the drummer? Sorry, Galvin. I'm just saying, it wasn't opposed.
He's not a star drummer.
Well, you're right. It wasn't like Tommy Lee was coming in. Yeah, exactly. Ricky Rocket.
Finally in news, does anybody want to apologize to Spanish?
Again?
Oh, yeah.
We did this already.
No.
Carmen?
You should.
Me? What did I do to Spanish?
You know what you did.
No
you
way.
Broke his heart.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You did.
The health department in Australia put out an alert the other day to let people know that it is okay to poop at work.
Yeah, that's right.
It's apparently something many people struggle with or do their best to avoid. Their post said it's okay to poo at work, adding lots of people find it difficult, even though it's nothing to be embarrassed about. They said it's important for people to hear because consistently ignoring your need to go can lead to serious issues like hemorrhoids or internal blockage. So it's better to let it out than hold it in. They dropped the term poo paranoia and listed 4 things that might help people who suffer from it. Remember, everyone poops.
That's right.
Everyone poops.
Everyone poops.
Everyone.
Bring a small fragrance spray to the toilet with you. So if you're embarrassed about the smell,
I'm proud of my smell.
Oh,
yeah.
Gross. Avoid food or drinks that might trigger your bowels.
Yeah.
They say specifically paydays, donuts, cherry Pepsi.
I personally think the jury's still out on that, and we're going to have to do some further research.
And then they say breathe deeply or do short meditation exercises.
For when?
So you can
while you're while you're pooping.
Yeah. You gotta ease it out.
You don't want to pass out when you're doing it.
Yeah. You don't want to aneurysm.
Yeah.
One time I sneezed while I was doing it. That really helped it out.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Squatty potty has helped me tremendously.
I tried to use that the other day. That is uncomfortable.
I remember this to this day. I was probably about 12 years old, and we were out in our garage, and we had a rug that was down, and I was sitting on it. And I sneezed and farted, and I thought I was going to blow through the roof because I was sitting on it.
Magic carpet ride.
I thought it tore something. Yep. It was wild. Well, there you go. Spanish poop away.
That's right. Thank you.
Put the brown block up. And do your thing.
I've changed my cycle, as they say. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any problems in that department, but I do know that one time while I was sitting there, I sneezed violently, and it
Yeah.
It was like they launched a missile from a submarine. Fire
You shot a scud?
Yeah,
Shot a
careful
scud.
with the splashback, man.
What a visual.
Yeah.
All right. Our phone numbers if you want to reach us. Now, line 1, is that the same Bruce, or do we possibly have 2 Bruces calling the show today?
I think 2 Bruces.
Bruce on Bruce.
I mean, I have not spoken to 2 Bruces in a lifetime. Bruce?
Yes, sir.
You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Hey, about an hour ago, you made a comment when you guys were debating with Spanish and everything about we haven't had a terrorist attack since Pearl Harbor. I just wanted to remind you that today is September 11th, and we had a terrorist attack.
Yes, that was my point. When 9/11 happened, we hadn't had a terrorist attack since Pearl Harbor.
Okay, I didn't hear you say anything about today.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you think that the terrorist attack with the slogan "Never Forget" slipped my mind, sir?
Well, like I said, I didn't hear you mention today at all. All I heard you say was nothing since Pearl Harbor.
I'm glad you felt it was your civic duty to call and remind me. Thank you, Bruce. Second Bruce of the day, by the way.
That Bruce never forgets.
Yeah. Never.
I'm on Bruce's side.
Shut up, Carmen.
Would anybody like to apologize to Bruce?
My point of saying that you said something about a terrorist attack, and I said we hadn't had a terrorist attack since Pearl Harbor. I just
dude.
Let's discuss this for a second. We have to talk for 20 hours a week. That is a lot harder than people think. Listen to when we go to the phone lines, an average, normal, intelligent Americans attempt to call us on the show, and I say, let's go to Bob. Good morning, Bob. And he goes, me, Bob? And I go, yeah, Bob. Bob, yeah, we get it. It's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. Once the light goes on and you're on the air, it gets confusing.
I like whenever you go, let's talk to Bob. What's up, Bob? Hello, Bob, this is Mike. No, you're Mike.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah.
People forget who they are.
Off the bridge.
They veer left. We don't need you to correct everything. Now, if I got on the air and I said there has never been a terrorist attack before 9/11, you can go, hey, don't forget Pearl Harbor. And I'd go, okay. But anyway, that. And also, same thing with social media. You don't need, especially if you were like that guy. We all know, we were just talking about during the break. I said, hey, do you guys know this guy and this guy and this guy from social media? And we all knew, because you're the pain in the ass that feels like you have to comment on every single thing that goes on. Jesus, take a break.
Yeah.
Pull it back a little bit.
I had a guy yesterday. I put up a picture of my new dog, Gypsy. She went to her first vet appointment. I said, Clean Bell Health and all this stuff. And he said, I wish you would post dogs like this for adoption, but I get it. Keep the good ones for yourself.
Jesus Christ.
To which I responded,
God.
that is a dumb comment. You should feel dumb for writing this comment.
Also, use your fat little thumbs and scroll down and see how many pictures of dogs Galvin has actually posted on his thing.
Yeah, so many great dogs.
Every weekend.
Every breed, full bred, everything. There's a lot of mixed dogs, but yeah, I'm going, if you get this, it's mine. I'll get this one.
Well, that's why I do the Saturday show, because people have a hard time with dealing with their emotions.
You shut up, because let me tell you something.
That's not why you
I watched a clip yesterday of some guy telling you how much he loved you and listened to your show, and he found, and you and Shark were just sitting there basking in your glory about how I wanted to choke all three of you. I wanted to pick you up by the feet and beat Shark and that guy to death with your body.
I understand that it is maybe difficult for you guys to see me in an environment where people are complimenting me, because you're so used to
complimenting
trashing
you?
that guy.
Oh, come on,
so,
that guy.
Yeah, I understand why that would be weird. It might
Not since 9/11 has there been a fake caller like that. We got to take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. Greg Fitz Simmons is going to join us at the top of the hour. This is 102.5 The Bone, because we got talk about the debate and all that other stuff, but it's time to check in with Galvin. He has a brand new open letter.
And now an open letter from Galvin.
This is an open letter to that one person that does something. Dear that one person that does something, seriously, who buys a Suzuki car? I saw someone driving the other day in a car that made me say out loud in my car, which is definitely not a Suzuki, what the hell is that? And not in a good way. Like sometimes you say that and then you go, oh, it's a McLaren. But this abomination was no McLaren. This looked like something that your weird Aunt Becky with the short hair and the roommate named Sheila would drive around in. When I pulled up behind it, I saw the big S, to which I thought, that's definitely the right first letter. But no, this wasn't the S-Mobile. This was a Suzuki. Then, as a follow-up to my earlier question of what the hell is that, I asked again out loud, who buys a Suzuki car? The answer? Nobody does. At least not on purpose. Guess who farted t-shirt? The visor with the spiky hair built in? Truck nuts. There are factories that make all of these things. Someone is a multimillionaire because of truck nuts that hang off your trailer hitch.
Yeah.
And that is a fact that I am amazed by every day. But we all know that one person. I have an iPhone because everyone I know has an iPhone. And by all accounts, Androids are better phones. But when you're in a group chat and that one person text shows up green, everyone's like, chat over. You ruined it, Steve. I don't need brand names for everything. There are plenty of things that I have that are great. And if they had a brand name attached to it, it probably cost me 10 times more than what I actually paid for it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I just don't know who the person is that goes out of their way to buy a pair of And One basketball shoes. I'm Galvin from the Mike Calta Show, and this has been an open letter to that one person that does something.
I think I might have had an N1 shirt at one point or something like that. Yeah,
I had some gym shorts.
Yeah, but you probably didn't go out of your way for it. Like, I want to know who is going. I don't even know if you can find a Suzuki dealer, but like, who's going? No, Suzuki's the car that I want. You sure you don't want to? And if it's a financial thing, whatever, you're 17 and you're I got a car you can have for $1,000. Okay, but if you're going to buy a new car and you're going to spend whatever $30,000 and you're buying a Suzuki,
the Suzuki Samurai.
Yeah,
remember that car?
Yeah.
Okay, now name another Suzuki. Exactly.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
The Suzuki's.
Listen, I grown up, I knew Suzuki because motorcycles. Yeah. But cars.
There was Jay Leno had a great joke in the 80s that I remember now. He said the Suzuki Samurais are being recalled because they would switch into reverse and they would move backwards on their own. And he said something to the effect that it was recalling them. They were just going to roll back on their own. And I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Now that I say it out loud, I realize that I'll never have to think about it again. No. It has been trapped in my head, just swinging around for years.
You got it out.
All right. Thank you. Let me grab some of these phone calls. These poor people have been holding forever. BP, hello. How are you?
Nope.
A fan of your gas station, sir. Good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Mike Calta? It's me, Medicine Man.
Now, what did you think of the debates last night?
I didn't watch it. I was watching a movie called A Priest, and today I just forgot to watch it last night, But by the way, I want to head to a concert tomorrow called Korn,
You going to Korn?
Concert tomorrow. I could go to Korn, but I don't know tickets yet.
I said to these guys today, I go, when Medicine Man calls and tells us what he thought of the debate, then we'll give him Korn tickets.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing I know about the debate, there's a mass of people who saw these debates debating a new mass. I call it mass debating.
Oh! Now, question: Who is running for president?
There's two of them. There's a governor from Iowa running for Trump.
The governor of Iowa is running for Trump.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nailed it. And who else?
And this weird-looking running mate, they kind of bald head with white eyebrows and white hair, running for Kamala Harris.
Pamela Harris and Tim Walz. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Tim Walz.
Yeah,
Waltz.
And who do you like? Who do you like out of the two of them?
I like the other guy better than Tim Walz. Tim Walz looked kind of flaky looking.
So you're voting for the other guy?
Yeah.
What is his name?
I tried thinking, I got a little bit of a brain fart going on.
Right. So you'd say normally in the other days you know all this information. Today you're just having a brain fart.
Yeah, no, he's a Republican anyway,
All right, yeah. All right, well, I'll check back in with you, and we'll see if we can help you out with the Korn tickets. Goodbye. Thank you very much, Medicine Man.
Medicine Man's vote counts the same as yours does.
It does?
Yeah, dude.
Just for those people who are like, you guys never take care of Medicine Man, let me just tell you, not only is 90% of the shows he goes to is getting tickets for free from Mike Olivero, but we were at the Imposters of Rock show, and we're backstage in the dressing room, and one of the guys that works at Ruth Eckerd Hall gets a call on his cell phone. He's like, yeah, hello, I don't know, hold on. He's like, Medicine Man's at the box office. He says he needs tickets, and I go, okay, and they're like, should we take care of him? I go, yeah, and they were like, okay. They're like, you don't have a concert unless Medicine Man is there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta take care of Medicine Man.
Dude, that Medicine Man Facebook group is fantastic.
It's the best.
I love it. I love it.
He's easy to hang up on, but when you're face to face with him, he's a sweet guy.
Oh, I don't dislike Medicine Man.
No, I know you don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's easy to give him tickets at the box.
He's like, I just want to go to a show.
Yeah.
To this day, one of the greatest things Medicine Man ever was watching Mötley Crüe. I'm in the pit, Mötley Crüe. Medicine Man sidles up next to me, and he has a digital camera from 1983, and he is taking pictures. And then showing it to me. And then he would take a picture. And then he would show it to me. And I go, I'm standing right here. I go, get away from me, you weirdo. I'm watching the same thing. You're taking pictures.
All right, listen to me. You people are thinking about getting a gun? Spanish?
Yeah.
Can't.
Especially now.
The Calta signature combos continue at Shark Coast Tactile. The Calta Shield Plus, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Shield Plus comes with a Viridian Green laser optic cut, a flashlight, and has a 13-round capacity, all for only $450. Will, over there at Shark Coast Tactile, has secured a very exclusive deal for the Bone fam, and he has only about 40 of them available. That was in the beginning of the week. I don't know what's left. So if you don't know how to get started in firearms, you can let Shark Coast and I help you get there. Each Calta signature model is handpicked for the beginner or an old-school fanatic. The Calta Shield Plus has everything you need all in one package. These Shield Pluses are red hot right now. It'll go quick. Stop by the shop fast because they won't last long. The Calta Shield Plus, 13-round Smith & Wesson Shield Plus with optic cut, Viridian Green laser, and flashlight, all for only $450. Only at Shark Coast Tactical. Shark Coast is open. Slinging Freedom from 10 to 6 daily, closed on Sunday, but open online 24/7 at sharkcoasttactical.com. They're located on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Stop in there, check them out, and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. I must take a quick break to get some commercials out of the way. The great Greg Fitz Simmons will join us when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. This next guy is a friend of the show. This is Greg Fitz Simmons. Greg?
Mike?
How are you, sir?
I'm awake, brother. I am awake, and I'm ready.
It sucks, doesn't it? It sucks being up this early for any reason, even if it is to self-promote. It's a terrible, terrible thing that you have to do.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I'm in LA, just so people don't think I'm a total puss. But I used to be a caddy when I was a teenager, and it was good money, and I had this goal of I was stuff I wanted to buy, so I would do it. I'd go out all night. I'd wake up at 5:30. I'd get on my bicycle and I would ride 7 miles to get to the country club, and then I would sit there and wait. They'd stick me out there. I weighed about 115 pounds. They give me 2 of those. Remember those like Rodney Dangerfield bags back in the 80s? I get a couple of those, they call them Ram bags, and I'd go, and you'd walk, and the average golf course is 7 miles, hilly course. Then I'd get back on my bike, I'd ride back home again, and then I would go do coke and drink all night and do it all over again. So, I've never had a problem with morning.
No, it wasn't your dad. Your dad was in the media. He was on TV. What? You guys weren't rich?
We were, but my parents grew up poor in the Bronx, and my mom was one of 7, and all 4 of my grandparents were Irish immigrants, and they had poverty mentality. Yeah. And so, we had money. We weren't rich, but, they certainly could have, given me a break. But they were dead set on, you guys, we don't give you a dime. You earn all your own money, and I was a hustler.
So what about you with your kids? What did you do? Because I'm in that right now. My son just turned 18, and I've been spoiling him since he was born. But I feel like that's going to bite me in the ass now.
Yeah, I think I fall into that camp. I've let him get soft. Here's the other job. My father would do radio, and he had the morning shift, so he had to be there at 5 a.m. and the trains didn't run that early because we grew up about a half hour north of the city.
Right.
So he would
have me chauffeur him. He had a Lincoln Town Car because he thought he was a gangster, and he bought me a chauffeur's hat, and I would drive him into the city, and he would sit in the back seat, and he would read the New York Post and get ready for the show. And so one night, I was out with my friends until 4 a.m, and I come home, and now I'm drunk driving.
Right.
And so we get in the car, and we would always stop at 7-Eleven to get coffee on the way into the city. So we walk into 7-Eleven, and there's the 6 guys that I've been drinking with all night, and they are now at the fixin' station of the hot dog bar, and they're whipping relish and onions at the owner, who's yelling at them because they're shoplifting, and they start running out, and they're like, "Greg, let's go," and I'm like, "No, I got the cap on now, brother. I'm on the
I'm in work mode now.
One of the interesting things, Greg, you were talking about the country club, and I heard you talk about this before. Do you know who Greg waited on at the country club?
No,
really cool connection, I thought.
No.
Kevin Meaney.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, Kevin Meaney waited on me.
Oh, waited on you. I'm sorry. You got it backwards. Yeah, Kevin Meaney waited on Greg Fitz Simmons. How great is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was, we belonged to this country club, so I would get the worst loops because the caddy master hated me because I was a member, but I still showed up every day. And but when I was a little kid, Kevin Meaney lived in the town the country club was in, Elmsford, and I'd be sitting at the pool. Kevin, give me a Coke and some peanuts. And he's wearing a blazer and a bow tie. It's 85 degrees out, and he's running back and forth and getting me stuff. And so, and then I got older, and my father I started doing stand-up in college. And my dad's like, "You remember that funny waiter at Knollwood?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, my dad was always really tight with him because he was so funny." And he goes, "He's a big comedian now, and you should look him up." And it turns out my dad had said to Kevin, "Have you thought about doing stand-up comedy?" Because he would come to the tables, and he had these whole bits that he would do where he would be like, "Anybody ready for dessert?" And then he'd go, "Cheesecake boats are coming." And so my dad got him on stage his first time at Catch a Rising Star.
That's so crazy. Funny. Before I knew you, I think I told you this once before years ago, but before I knew you, I just had a child, my first child, and I was really conflicted with, trying to figure out how to be a good dad and all that stuff. And my dad, who I get along really well with now, wasn't really around when I was a kid. And I always worried if that was going to affect my fatherhood. And I didn't know what I was going to be like. And then I heard you talking to Howard one day. And you said Howard was also a fan of your dad. And he said, was he a good dad? And I remember you saying, he's exactly the dad you hoped he would be. And I went, that's what I want my kid to say someday. That. And then I remember I said that to you, and you were like, yeah, but he was also a drunk.
Yeah, I think it's like our generation is benefiting from, there's books, there's therapy, there's all this stuff. And a lot of the stuff that we didn't like about our dads, we've kind of stopped the cycle. Like I haven't had a drink in 34 years. My dad was a huge drinker. He died at 53.
Wow.
And so, I mean, a lot of my life has been about turning that stuff around, and it's and I see it in my kids. Like when I was out of the house at 18, I was gone. And my kids are kind of lingering a little bit.
Yeah, like fungus that you can't get rid of.
Yeah. There's little hints. You buy them a lamp, and you're like, "Why are you buying me a lamp?"
What a better way to say, "Go put this in your new apartment," than to give them a lamp. That's funny. This is Greg Fitz Simmons that we're talking to. He's got a new special out on YouTube. It's called "You Know Me," which he shot at the Comedy Mothership. And now, is that I was saying before we had you on the phone that so many people have specials now because there's so many ways that you could present them. Before it was you want to get on HBO, and then it became Netflix. Now you could do your own YouTube thing. The only downside I see to this is that there's so many that you have to let people know that they're out there. That's why we wanted to have you on the show today.
Dude, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. This show means a lot to me, and I know that your listeners are like the coolest. But, yeah, I mean, to me, it was, I went out and shot it, and it had been like 7 or 8 years since I did a special because the pandemic kind of stopped me from doing it when I planned it, so it just got delayed. But, you know, it's tough to get on Netflix. I shot it with the you have to shoot it if you want. Here's a business model. Yeah. Netflix, unless you're Dave Chappelle or Bill Burr or somebody, they don't give you money for a special. You got to go out and shoot it. And then, so it costs you $50,000, $100,000. And then you go to them on your knees and say, will you buy my special?
Right.
And they'll then give you $200,000. And so it's this roll of the dice. And so I shot mine, and you have to shoot it with certain specs. It's got to be, 4K cameras. You got to have like 6 or 7 cameras. You have to have a lighting package. And so I spent all that money, and I did it right. And then my agent goes, all right, so we'll show it to Netflix. They're booked for the next 2 years.
Oh.
And I just go, are you kidding me? So I literally didn't even show it to Netflix. I just said, screw it. Let's just put it on YouTube. And because my whole thing is like, I just need people to keep coming seeing me in clubs. That's always been my goal. And this is just the thing you got to do to keep it going. So,
but also there is a way to recoup that money from YouTube if this thing becomes a huge success. But part of the way that you have to do that is to just let people know it's there. Netflix, you turn on Netflix, they're shoving it down your throat. Hey, don't forget, you like this, you'll like this. So in this case, it's a great outlet to have with YouTube, but you got to do the job of letting people know it's available.
Yeah, you got to do all the podcasts, and then there is like a donation tab. People can throw you some money for watching it, and then you get very little YouTube revenue. Like I'll be lucky to get 10% of the money back. Right. But then you hope to get it in the clubs, and then you just go, and I just hit up every podcaster that I know, and I did a tour in New York. I did Jay Okerson and Jim Norton and Dave Cross and Ron Bennington, and then I'm doing They Might Be Drunk.
Let's not leave out my number one best friend, Robert Kelly.
No, didn't have me on. Ghosted me.
Stop it.
Ghosted me.
I will fix that. I will fix that for you in a second.
Yeah. All right. It's no big deal. I mean, I only started with him, but he's only been on my podcast about 4 times. But whatever.
Wow.
And then no, I think he takes summers off. To his defense, I think he just shuts off his phone in the summer.
He went up to. He's got a tiny house in New Hampshire, and he went up to the house.
Yeah. So I am the worst with getting back to people, so I completely understand. I'll hit him up again in the fall. I'm going to go back and then I went to Austin and I did Kill Tony and Rogan and Segura and Shane Gillis, and now I'm doing Bert.
You got all the big. Are you surprised how Kill Tony had been around for a while, and all of a sudden now it's just like the biggest thing in the world?
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that show 20 times in LA when it was in the little room at the Comedy Store, the belly room that holds 50 people. We did it there for years. And, Tony, to his credit, not only funny, but he's P.T. Barnum. He knows how to find the circus freaks.
Yep.
And he treats them, it's all in fun the way he roasts them, but underneath it, he truly respects them, and he gives them an opportunity to become headliners.
Yeah.
And it's just basically he produced this thing to the point where it's like the hottest podcast in the country right now.
It's crazy. And also, speaking of podcasts, this is Greg Fitzsimmons. You were very early on the podcast stage.
Yeah, I started 14 years ago, and it was like Chris Hardwick and Maron and Rogan and Jay Moore. Yeah, and so if I had known podcasts would get this big, I would have tried a lot harder. It's like, I just always did it because I love sitting down, as you do. I love sitting down with, people I respect and I think are funny, and nobody's cell phone is on, and you're actually having a somewhat deep conversation for an hour. So I always love that part of it.
Yeah, this is the highlight for me. I love to interview people, and not even just famous people. Like I get long-winded, and when people stop me in the store and they go, "Hey, I listen to this show," and next thing you know, they're like, "It can't get away from me because I'm talking so much." It is the best part of the show. Let me ask you: you wrote for Ellen, right, for a while, or did you just do that for award shows?
No, I wrote for the first 2 seasons, won 4 Emmys.
Was she a maniac like everybody said, or did you like her?
Well, I signed a non-disclosure agreement, but now there's a debate about the show's off the air. She's fallen from grace, and I'm really wondering if now it's okay to say that she's the worst human being I've ever met.
Really? Well, don't say it so you don't get in trouble.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
No,
I just went to a party in Maine, and I drove up there from Boston. I had 2.5 hours in a car with a woman who spent 5 years writing for the show, who had a nervous breakdown from the show, and Ellen called her at home while she was home taking a sick leave, and she called her, and the first thing she said was, "You know I'm a nice person." Right?
As you're sitting home suffering from a nervous breakdown.
Yeah. I mean, I literally almost had a nervous breakdown, and I'm pretty tough, you know, but when you go to an office day in and day out, and there is an atmosphere of fear, it just
Spanish, you know what that's like.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I can relate.
So all this stuff that comes out in the media, you know, there's a text chain among the ex-writers that it erupts when things get brought out. It's like 9/11, and you're a firefighter. That's how much your phone is lighting up. And,
that's great though, and there's a community of people who have been there that all hate the same person. I love that. You get a little chat group going. This is Greg Fitzsimmons. His new special is called "You Know Me." It's available on YouTube. He is one of the funniest comedians. In fact, if you want to see him on our YouTube channel, there's a great clip of him roasting me at my roast, where he talks about my grandmother's butthole, and that is something right to my grandmother's face, by the way. Something my family will never forget, and it was still one of the greatest moments ever. I got so lucky. I mean, you talk about that was when I'm 50, going to be 53. It was 13 years ago, and I made a list of 20 comedians that I wanted for this roast, and I got like 15 of them, and I was so lucky. That was one of the best events we've ever done.
Dude, Bert Kreischer, Jim Norton, was Jim Florentine there?
Jim Florentine, Bobby Kelly,
the head writers for Letterman, the Single Brothers.
Yeah. Every comedian that I wanted, that I had a relationship with, I asked to came in and did. I like now that if I was more famous, that thing would be a great Netflix special.
Yeah.
I know, it was a sick lineup, and people really did their work. You know, roasts are not. It's heavy lifting. You know, you gotta go through hundreds of jokes to come up with like the 10 or 15 that you're going to do. But I think that there's a handful of. You got to do a lot of morning radio when you go on the road, and when you come across somebody that not only gets comedy but also appreciates you, and you form a relationship, like that's rare. There's only a couple that I find in the country where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go do morning radio. And so when you called, I just jumped. I was like, of course. I brought the whole family.
Yep.
You guys got us tickets to go. What's that insane amusement park near you?
Busch Gardens.
Oh my God, dude. I got on some carny ride that whipped my head around so bad that I spent the rest of the trip in a neck brace.
Well, hey, we make memories.
Yeah.
Hey, your dad was tight with the great Don Buchwald?
Oh my God, dude, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buchwald passed away not too long ago. Yeah, I didn't know if your family was still friends with their family or what the deal was.
Didn't he rep you for a while?
Yeah, Tony Burton is my agent from their agency still. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know Tony. Yeah, he was basically when my dad was coming up. My dad was, he'd had some big jobs in New York. He was considered one of the big guys. And then Don was a commercial agent, and he became really good friends with my dad and decided to go into radio representation. And so my dad introduced him to all the station managers. He got him some of his first clients, and they were just best friends for the rest of their lives.
Wow.
And and so I know his daughter used to represent me.
Oh,
at
really?
the John Buchwald agency. Yeah. And but he was a guy who had so much class, showed up in Italian suits with the monogram cufflinks, and everything about him. His limo driver. He had the same guy for 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was just class. I just love that guy.
He reminds me of like when I was a kid looking at old school New York, like the old school rich dudes in New York. He was that guy, and he with the hat and everything. I'm glad that I got to know him the few times that I did hang out with him. I got to go in a ride in his limo with him from New York to New Jersey one time, and just listening to him tell stories was great.
Yeah, and he was a big. I belonged to. My father was a friar, so I belonged to the Friars Club, and I moved to New York when I was probably about 26, and I went to the Friars Club every day because they had a billiards room, they had a gym, they had a steam room, and then they would put out tuna fish and egg salad with crackers every day at happy hour and for free. And so I was struggling, and that was my dinner every night. And then Don Buchwald would sit in the Milton Berle room, which was like a bar they had. There was a Joey Lewis room in the Milton Berle room, and he would just sit there, and he would kind of hold court, and people would come up. And he was a little bit of a Broadway Danny Rose. Like he had some struggling comics, but that had big personalities. And so I got a chance to spend a lot of time with him there. And Elon Gold would always come up, and he would do his Howard Stern impression, and John loved that. Yeah.
I love Elon. We haven't seen Elon in years, but I love him. His impressions were great. Now every idiot on Instagram can do impressions, so it doesn't matter. This is Greg Fitzsimmons. You can find his special on YouTube. The best part about it is that every television is a smart TV now. You can watch YouTube on your TV. You're not huddled around a phone or an iPad. You can watch this just like you would watch it on Netflix or any other special. Just search Greg Fitzsimmons.
And the great thing is you can share it so easy on your phone, too.
Yeah,
you can
watch it and send it to
friend.
somebody.
Yeah.
It's called You Know Me. And I promise you'll love it. I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched it, but these guys have.
I've watched it, Greg. It's really good. Really good.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I will check it out this weekend for sure, and I hope it has a big success for you, my man.
Yeah, it's been doing really well. So we got like 250,000 views in the first 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll just keep pushing it.
Good for you. It's great to catch up with you, and hopefully you'll be rolling through Tampa soon.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you again
brother,
so much.
There you go. The great Greg Fitzsimmons. Thanks, pal.
See you, Greg.
All right, we got to take a break. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I don't even know where to start. I got nothing left. I'm done today.
Oh, really?
I can't believe the show's over already.
Hell yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah,
where are you sitting on from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, about going to Vegas now?
Like, do I want to go to see the UFC fight and be in Las Vegas on a scale of 1 to 10, 13?
Sure.
Do I want to travel there and coach on 2 flights to get there? Negative 13.
Right.
Yeah. So, no, I'm all excited about going for sure. I have never seen a UFC fight in Las Vegas. I've never been to the Sphere. I've never stayed
That's not true.
You're right.
We literally went with you to UFC in Las Vegas.
You're right.
That was the fight. It was Han Solo versus.
You seen that movie? We actually saw
Joe Pesci.
We actually saw Brock Lesnar versus Randy Couture.
Oh, wow.
This guy doesn't even remember that.
I got you Han Solo right here. Yeah, I forgot that was in Las Vegas. But let me rephrase that. I had a really good time, and last time I went to see UFC in Las Vegas. So I've never been to the Sphere.
There has not been an attack since.
You know what? I'm done today.
Oh, man.
It all started with me waking up late this morning.
Yeah, that throws you off.
Spanish had to wake me up this morning.
I did.
That was bad.
The Spanish came in. I was already in, and I was like, he's not down here. I said, I've been texting and calling him and nothing. He's like, do you want me to go wake him up? And I go, I think we're going to have to.
And then I walked out.
What if I was dead?
Yeah. Oh, dude, don't say that.
Do you think about that?
Yeah.
I 100% thought about that.
That I was dead?
Yeah, well, of course. You got to think about that. But I thought about it, and I was like, what do we do? do we put a best of on or do we go on live? And I was like, I think we have to go.
If I was dead?
Yes, I think we would have to go on live at least for a little bit,
Dude.
and
To
explain.
announce it?
Yeah,
I couldn't handle that.
I don't think
I'd be a mess.
I mean, I wouldn't carry the. I'd be
Well,
dead,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I mean,
I mean, it's your call.
I think I would have said yes. Let's go on live. We'll talk about it a little bit, and if we want to take phone calls, whatever. But then maybe just go into a best of, and they can run it. But I mean,
do we tell like John?
No, we don't tell John.
Well, you didn't include that part.
I mean, what?
You didn't include that part. You just said go live or mess up. That was your concern.
You know why I didn't include John? Because that is an obvious.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happens when you assume things?
Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah. I feel
That
like
means we have to-
I feel like it
Michael.
happened. I feel like I'm dead. And yes, Carmen.
I was gonna say, since you are alive now, in the future, if that were to happen, what would you like us to do?
I mean, I would think.
Doesn't matter what he wants.
Well, so normally,
Galvin Show, the Galvin Show. Hey, everybody, it's the Galvin Show.
Yes, imaging and everything ready for it.
Oh my God.
I just flash forward to next week and you guys going, we were just talking about what if he died. And,
How weird is
Like they
it?
knew it was gonna happen.
Get Martine on the phone. I'm going to get checked out. No, seriously. If say if I get here first, then Galvin gets here, and then you guys get here, and then Gio gets here. If Galvin and I were here, and you guys were not here, and it turned out that you got in an accident on the way here, and you died, but Joe lived, would we do the show that day?
Yes.
No, I would say
listen to
no.
me.
No, we
We
go right the best of.
I'm not saying we do the whole show and we're joking around and here's a hot or not. Remember Spanish died. Here's hot or not. Dude. No, but we're coming on and we're at least discussing it. And I mean, listen,
Will you cry?
I mean,
yes.
No, I mean if Spanish died.
Oh,
Yes.
You would. You're a girl.
Of course.
yeah, I think
think.
Today on a very special Mike Calta Show.
Then it's gonna be Galvin's got to do all the production.
By the way,
strikes
what
the
is
bone.
special? By the way, can I point out 100% could not talk about my dog. Right now, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm like, I'm not sure.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but you don't live with him. The dog does.
Yeah,
I get it.
You don't lay on his lap.
Yeah.
16 years.
Yeah, I tried to once.
When tragedy strikes the bone.
Oh man.
When one of the bone fam goes away.
I will remember you. And then just clips of Spanish chasing the girl around, the dog catcher, and then riding the fat girl.
Yes.
And then
The dumb hair.
A picture of him with his whatchamacallit, Woe Hop jacket on.
The tattoo. Oh, yeah. Do we save the tattoo if he dies?
Oh,
gross, dude.
Yeah, we make somebody eat it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Do you remember that?
I accept.
Do you remember I called my grandmother and asked her when she died if I could have them remove her tattoo and
What is
let
wrong
me?
with you?
I would love it if I had it in a jar right here. Just a little piece of her back.
Oh, but you don't know
skin.
what to do with your mom's ashes?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't display that. You want me to put them in a jar and put them in the studio?
No.
I don't
Enough
care. I'm
clutter
not
in here.
there. Put them in your Funko Pops.
Oh, hey. I combine the two.
Yeah.
So no, but that's not the question. The question is you. If we show up, you are dead.
Yeah.
What would you prefer?
I would say do the show.
Yeah.
We're not doing the whole show.
How could we?
Yeah, but I need my family to get that last bonus check. So I want those ratings
Plus-
sit down.
All right.
I think you'd want the audience to hear it from the
Right,
show.
that's what I'm saying.
Not
Yeah.
the news.
Yes.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with
point.
you. I really genuinely feel this way. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do.
Can I have your Funko Pops?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, talk to Juliana.
Can I have your Rectech grill, Michael?
I hereby bequeath my Rectech grill to Joseph DeSanto, better known to the world as Pap Pap.
Thank you, Michael.
Can I have your body when you're?
No. I hereby ask that you keep Spanish away from me at all times.
Never gonna happen.
After I expire.
Can I have your lava lamp so I can smash them? Because they never worked.
And Galvin does not get my lava lamps from the studio at all.
I'll take the guitars.
No, you won't.
No, yeah, I will. You won't be able to stop me.
Joseph will stop.
Let me have the Tom Brady jersey upstairs.
Oh, now you're getting upstairs. Let me have the big screen.
Come on.
I'm not dead, you guys. No, I'm not dead. I'm right here.
I want to get the stuff on record, just in case.
Bunch of jerks I work with. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning. You guys were talking about people who lost a lot of weight earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Dave Bautista?
Yeah, he looks almost sickly, but I only assume that it's for a role, and I assume that he has to debulk for that role, like instead of being the big monster of muscle he is. So I think he looks awkward because we're not used to seeing him that way, but I think that's probably what his more normal state
Natural.
is like. Yeah.
Yeah, almost unrecognizable. Right?
Still sexy as all hell, though.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now he has a straight up like salt beard. There is no pepper in that anymore.
No.
Yeah, a little pepper.
Yeah, you get to the point where you're like, I'm just going to do it.
Like, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Almost shaved my head last night.
Do it.
Bald.
It's not so bad.
I mean, you say that, but then if you see me, you might be like, oh, what if you're
Not-
like, oh.
Do we still do the show if you shave your head?
No,
bald?
definitely not. We sit in mourning until it grows
Oh my
back.
god.
I have a thing for people with bald heads.
I'll shave it tonight.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're going that way anyway, and you're not going to get a hair transplant,
Well,
just do it.
it appears to me that the lady who cut my hair cut it with the incorrect. She did. It's supposed to be a
it's her
2.
fault.
No, it's supposed to be a 2 on the side and a 4 on the top, and I think she did a 2 all around.
I see.
Do you remember me saying that to you
Yes,
yesterday?
yes. But I looked in the mirror and I was like, she did a 2 all around. I'm not mad at it. It
doesn't look bad.
Still balding and it's still gonna grow a little bit back.
I think it looks better shorter
Yeah,
like that.
I agree.
I like it better
I'm
like that.
fine with it. I don't care.
Yeah, because I do a 1 on the side, and that's really short.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really short.
So I was just looking at it and I go, I wonder if I should just take it down. I'd like to see what it would be like.
Sexy.
Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey, morning, Mike. How you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good. Now that you guys brought up a very morbid situation, because especially for somebody like me that's listened to you guys forever, and you enjoy your stories, especially your dreams are wonderful.
Oh, come on.
Love this
what kind of format? I mean, you got to understand, like you're the house of that place. You guys.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there would be 1025 The Bone anymore. Like if you really think about it, I know that Galvin is a great co-host. Everybody has their positions that are fantastic. I'm just wondering.
Listen, I got the answer for you.
What do you
I got
think?
the answer for you. Go back 11 years ago, 10 years ago, when there was another powerhouse morning show on this radio station that was taken off the air, and everybody thought, what would happen now? And it's bigger and better than ever. So who knows that if I go away and they put a new show on, it doesn't even become stronger. That is the loudest phone I've ever heard, sir. Thank you, though, for your phone call. Yeah. Oh, my God. You never know. I'd like to think that, yes, everything ends and begins with me, but
Pretty
that is
much.
not true.
Well.
So, listen, there were plenty of doubters before 10 years ago when we went to go do mornings. They were like, oh, this is going to stink. And then, boom, this is the most successful morning show in the history of this market. So,
What do you think they do? If you died, what do you think they do? They come and talk to us, and they say what?
They put John Senning on this show with you guys, and it becomes the Galvin show. Or the morning show.
Why would we need John Senning?
Because you stink.
Wow. All right.
Mean.
Kidding.
I don't find that to be a truthful answer, but
I also don't find it to be truthful. I was just joking. I don't know. I just think that that Drew is independent and he can do his show alone
I get
or
that.
with somebody else. John is kind of growing out of that number 2 guy role, and I feel like if you bring him in here and he's part of this show.
So John would be our number 1. Galvin stays number 2.
No, not necessarily. I feel like there could be a shift here. Galvin becomes number 1, John becomes number 2, and everybody else becomes number 3. I don't know.
But John's already number 2, so why would he move from 2
It's
to 2?
a better 2.
it's a stronger 2.
Yeah.
It's a bigger,
Yeah.
better.
I know the type of 2.
Nice too.
Yeah.
Don't take it.
yeah.
No, you know all about.
I haven't. I put the yellow block. It was just a yellow
That's
block
not.
day.
Galvin, now being Galvin from the Galvin Show, what's your first 90 days? What do you do? What's the first move?
He didn't get elected to a position.
Yeah.
He's not making policy.
On day one, what do you do?
I like
This is
the
what the people
question.
want to know.
Yeah.
On day 1, Trash Mike.
Wait,
Why
what?
go after him hard?
yeah.
said
You have to. You have to.
Really?
You have to. Yeah, you have to do what Hulk Hogan, what Vince McMahon did to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
If you got to kill me so that my memory is gone and everybody can concentrate on Galvin instead of sitting there going every day going, I wish he was back. I wish he was back.
Concentrate. He was. You said concentrate. It sounded like you said so people could S on Galvin.
No.
So people
Concentrate.
could concentrate on Galvin.
You were just the dead weight holding Galvin back.
Oh my God. I don't like this.
Oh.
I'm all for it, Galvin.
And now he really is dead weight. Is that what
Oh
you're trying
my-
to say? That's
Yeah.
rude.
That's unfortunate. That's sad.
I just ask that you never have a
Charity thing?
charity event
Yeah.
for me to raise money for my kids. I'll have plenty of money.
I'll do my own personal thing.
Upon my expiration, my children will be rich. So don't worry about it. I don't want to have anything in the parking lot of anywhere, a stage where there's local bands playing. Although if you do, get the good bands, get the good ones.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get any crappy bands up there.
Thank you for letting me take your body when you expire, by the way. I
I
appreciate that.
specifically said it on the air to keep you away from me.
I didn't hear that.
In life and death.
It still sounds like you're saying yes to my
Plus,
question.
His eyes are saying
He kicked you off the show post-mortem.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You can't do that.
I'll tell you what. You want my body?
Yeah.
Talk to John Senning. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
He does not have access.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Speaking of remembering, and I hate to ruin a previous caller this morning's day, but I'm at the doctor earlier, and I go to sign and get a piece of paper, and I didn't have my watch on. I say, "What's the date today?" And the lady says, "Oh, it's the 11th." And I said, "Son of a bitch, I already forgot."
You forgot. Well, look, you brought it back around, sir. Never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, so if you croak, that basically means John Senning's the savior of that station.
Not the savior. I'm not the savior of the station. I'm just a big cog in a big machine.
You got to regroup and move
No,
on.
you were the savior of the station.
All right,
I mean,
I'll
if
take
he
it.
replaces you, everybody gets the jobs. Carmen gets a raise, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
John Senning, get a copy of this tape, sir, for your agent for contract negotiation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And on that note, we will be done.
Rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you to Greg Fitz Simmons for joining the show.